Good morning. One family winning the Boxing Day Junkanoo Parade as the JCNP looks to rectify missteps made during the Boxing Day Parade, including ticketing challenges. And ZNS accusing Cable Bahamas of blocking its Junkanoo coverage. It's all straight ahead this morning. I'm Dwight Strachan, and this is Morning Blend.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. You know that this is the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning again, Bahamas. It is Wednesday, December 28th, 2022. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Again, I'm Dwight Strachan. In a moment, Chester Robards will be joining us. Also this morning, in Morning Blend Business, we're going to be talking with Access Accelerator Small Business Development Center, meeting a few of their entrepreneurs and learning about their businesses. That's coming up. But first, it's time for the overnight, the latest breaking news from while you were sleeping, and the top national and international headlines this morning. In the overnight, one family roaring to a spectacular victory on Bay Street with its battle-tested, war-ready theme in what had been one of the most highly anticipated Junkanoo parades in modern memory, as the premier Bahamian cultural expression returned for the first time since the start of the COVID pandemic in 2020. The group's choreographed dancers, some wearing red and gold costumes, resemble female warriors from the highly acclaimed film Black Panther. Others in bright green feathers carried spears as they simulated going to war. Together they dazzled the crowds with energetic precision. One family members, some of whom were still in full makeup, shrieked with joy when the second place winner was called, and it was evident yesterday that one family was the overall winner. The parade was postponed from 12 a.m. Monday to 6 p.m. Monday due to rain. There was intermittent rain during the parade, which did not seem to bother too many spectators who crammed Bay Street and Shirley Street for hours for the hours-long performances. After the results were announced, one family members happily danced in the rain along Frederick Street yesterday. As for what's next for one family, we're told they are getting ready and are ready for the New Year's parade. But there were some challenges in terms of ticketing and seating. Responding to mishaps with the ticket sales for the Boxing Day Parade, Junkanoo Corporation of New Providence Chairman Dion Miller says that they are doing everything to rectify the situation for the New Year's Parade. Miller is saying, quote, "We had some challenges with the seating app, not the sales itself. The sales were very strong. The parade was 100% still sold out, but we had some fraudulent activities happening in regards to the digital tickets, which we are trying to clean up and rectify." Miller apologizing to the public about the challenges there. He says, though, that for the JCNP and their partners alive, they're doing everything they can to fix the situation, and we're scheduled to have a meeting this week. While Miller says that he did not want to disclose exactly what mishaps occurred with ticket sales until he receives a full report, a live Chief Information Officer, Dwayne Davis, on Monday night revealing multiple ways that customers forged ticket sales. He says that people were taking screenshots of tickets and sharing them with other people. He said, quote, "We had persons take screenshots of tickets and resell the tickets outside the original tickets. But anyone that comes to Bay Street with the original email of your original ticket purchase confirmation will be able to seat you. There are other challenges for viewers at home. The executive chairman of the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas, Paiswell Forbes, accusing Cable Bahamas of intruding on ZNS's broadcast of the Boxing Day Junkanoo Parade. In a statement released during the parade, Forbes said, quote, tonight's intrusion on the broadcast of the 2022 Boxing Day Junkanoo Parade by Rev Cable Bahamas and its company Alive by placing a message redirecting viewers of the ZNS network to their channel 212 is further proof of the fundamental issue of having a cable provider competing with the broadcast services they are tasked to carry. Forbes said the move by Cable Bahamas occurred without any discussions or agreement with the Broadcasting Corporation. That happened only for Cable Bahamas subscribers. In other news, an off-duty police officer who was working at a nightclub on St. Albans Drive shot and killed a gunman who police said shot 3 other people. This happened on Boxing Day. Police say the incident, which occurred shortly after 2 a.m., left 4 people suffering from gunshot wounds, 2 with stab wounds, and another with injuries to the head. It all started when an altercation happened inside the club. Police say this resulted in 2 people being stabbed. The group was then expelled from the club. And once outside, a man pulled a gun out and shot 3 people. An off-duty officer who was performing duties at the nightclub saw the incident unfold and engaged the shooter. Police say he shot the gunman and confiscated his weapon. The victim was taken to the hospital where he later died. At last report, 5 of the other victims were in stable condition in the hospital and another was discharged. Police say an American tourist died in Eleuthera. This happened on Monday. It was unclear what the cause of death was. The visitor from Minnesota was found unresponsive by relatives inside the bathroom of their villa in Landing in Governor's Harbor. Police say the deceased was experiencing flu-like symptoms prior to him being discovered. Foul play is not suspected at this time. And an American tourist is facing charges after he allegedly brought a licensed pistol with him on vacation. 37-year-old Brent Ammons of Birmingham, Alabama, faced charges of introducing a firearm into the country and possession of ammunition when he appeared before Chief or Magistrate Samuel McKinney on Friday. Ammons pleaded not guilty to the charges and was granted $12,500 bail, cash bail. His trial is set for January 20th, 2023. Police arrested Ammons at Linton Pinling International Airport after security screeners found the 9mm pistol along with 12 rounds of 9mm ammunition in his luggage. He was headed to Cat Island for his wedding. Overseas, North Korean leader Kim Jong-un presenting new plans to further bolster his military power next year at a meeting of top political officials. State media reporting this today. It's an indication he will continue his provocative run of weapons displays. Kim's statement came as animosities with rival South Korea rose sharply this week, with the South accusing the North of flying drones across the border for the first time in 5 years. This year, North Korea already performed a record number of missile tests in what experts call an attempt to modernize its arsenal and increase its leverage in future dealings with the United States. During the Tuesday session at the ongoing plenary meeting of the ruling Workers' Party, Kim analyzed new security challenges in international politics and on the Korean Peninsula and clarified principles and directions to take in external relations and fights against enemies to protect national interests and sovereignty. Kim set forth new goals of bolstering the self-reliant defense capability to be pushed ahead in 2023 under the multilaterally changing situation. The statement in their words. And China says it will resume issuing passports for tourism in another big step away from antivirus controls that isolated the country for almost 3 years. This is setting up a potential flood of Chinese going abroad for next month's Lunar New Year holiday. The announcement Tuesday adds to abrupt changes that are rolling back some of the world's strictest antivirus controls as President Xi Jinping's government tries to reverse an economic slump. Rules that confined millions of people to their homes kept China's infection rate low, but fueled public frustration and crushed economic growth. The latest decision could send free-spending Chinese tourists to revenue-starved destinations in Asia and Europe for Lunar New Year, which begins January 22nd, and usually is the country's busiest travel season. But it also presents a danger they might spread COVID-19 as infections surge in China. Travel services companies Trip.com and Cunard say international ticket bookings and searches for visa information on their websites rose 5 to 8 times after Tuesday's announcement. Top destinations include Japan, Thailand, South Korea, and the United States, Britain, and Australia. Japan, India, South Korea, and Taiwan have responded to the Chinese wave of infections by requiring visas or virus tests for visitors from China.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. You know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Time for sports. After a massive disruption by COVID-19, covering more than 2 years, sports returned in a major way in 2022, and among the medal winners and record breakers were Bahamian women under the age of 20. Standing front and center, according to the NASA Guardian sports team, is a young female athlete who excelled in a number of sports. We're talking about Dior Ray Scott, who now becomes the youngest ever winner of the NASA Guardian's Junior Female Athlete of the Year. At just 14, the young sensational athlete remarkably has 5 more years of eligibility as a junior athlete, raising the segment of what could be possible from her in the immediate future. Scott has excelled in athletics, basketball, and softball. Superb athlete in all three, but it's in the girls' javelin where she really made her mark in 2022. Scott qualified and went to the Carifta Games for the Bahamas and not only won a gold medal, but she shattered a 15-year Carifta record with a massive personal best throw. So Dior Ray Scott, the NASA Guardian's Junior Female Athlete of the Year for 2022. Read more about her in today's NASA Guardian Sports section. From the NBA, Luka Doncic thought his improbable tying basket in the final second of regulation actually won the game, but the Dallas superstar just set the table for a triple-double unlike the NBA has ever seen. Doncic had a franchise record 60 points, 21 rebounds, and 10 assists, including the tying basket off his intentionally missed free throw to force overtime as the Dallas Mavericks rallied for a wild 126-121 victory over the New York Knicks Tuesday night. Again, 60 points, 21 rebounds, and 10 assists for Luka Doncic. That's sports. And that's the overnight. Time for your first look at weather. In your weather for today, we've got that cold front that moved in. It is laying across the southeast Bahamas now, and it's going to weaken and dissipate today. While high pressure builds behind it, sea swells will continue to produce rough surf along northeasterly shores. For boaters, there's a risk of rip currents along Atlantic exposed shorelines. Your forecast for today for the northwest Bahamas, variably cloudy, mild and breezy, with a passing shower, becoming fair, breezy and cool tonight. Small craft should exercise caution. Winds northeasterly at 15 to 20 knots. Seas 4 to 7 feet in slight northeasterly swells. For the central and southeast Bahamas, partly cloudy and warm with isolated showers, becoming fair and mild and breezy with a passing shower tonight. Small craft should exercise caution. Winds northeast to east at 10 to 15 knots. Seas 2 to 4 feet but building up to 6 feet in slight northeasterly swells. Temperature-wise, right now, Nassau is about 69, 70 degrees under cloudy skies. We're looking at highs getting up to around 81 Fahrenheit, 27 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight getting down about 68 Fahrenheit, 20 Celsius. That's your first look at weather this morning. We'll have your extended outlook coming up after traffic in just a bit.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up.
You're listening to Morning Blend. When we come back, we're discussing the day's top stories right here on Guardian Radio 96.9. Your home for fresh news and smart talk all day.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
The holidays are a time for reflection on the year past, reconnecting with family and friends, and indulging in brand new experiences. No matter what your holiday may bring, at REV, we want to remind you to do it together. Play together, watch together, be together. Take time this Christmas to connect with the people and things that really matter. And let REV take care of home for the holidays. Merry Christmas, Bahamas!
I used to think of the bank as my personal ATM machine. If I wanted a new car, new furniture, a weekend trip to Miami, no problem. Just max out the credit card or top up my loan. I was a big baller until I realized that 75% of my salary was going to pay back all those loans. Fidelity's personal financial coaching was the best solution. Fidelity gave me a plan with a debt consolidation loan that has a built-in savings that pays 5% interest. I now only have one low monthly payment, plus money in my pocket. Give Fidelity Bank a call at 356-7764 in Nassau or 352-6676 in Freeport. Visit any of Fidelity's locations or visit a website at fidelitygroup.com.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. You know that it's here. It's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Welcome back to Morning Blend here on Guardian Radio 96.9. We're streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for smart devices. We're also on your televisions on Cable Bahamas Channel 969 and BTC Flow Channel 612. You can tweet us at Morning Blend 969 or Facebook.com/Morning Blend 969. Text us 422-4796, 422-GR96. That's the Guardian Radio text line powered by BTC. Standard text rates apply. Once again, I'm Dwight Strachan. Joining me now, Chester Robards.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Hope you had a wonderful Christmas.
I did.
Great
Hope
stuff.
you had a wonderful Christmas, which is
okay.
carried on to into today with the sweater you have on.
Thank you very much. And, still in the season.
Yeah, I would say.
Right, what day were we on? This is, because, it starts on the 25th. That's the first day. People think that's the last day.
No, it's not.
That's the first day. Goes till January 6th.
Oh.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Right, all right. So we are 21, 25, 26, 27, 20. Fourth day. Fourth day. What are you supposed to get on the fourth day? Partridge and pear trees, number one. What do you get on the fourth day? Golden eggs?
Oh.
Yeah?
That song starts with Christmas Day.
12th day, 12th night, 12th night.
You learn something new every...
You've heard of 12th night before, right?
I have.
Yeah. That's Christmas.
Oh.
January 6th.
Okay.
First day, December 25th.
I've left here smarter today. That's usually not the case.
Oh, wow, and you're messing with my headphones
Sorry,
now.
yeah.
But hey, we aim to please. Okay. Anyway, folks, coming up this morning, we're going to be talking about Junkanoo. I'm sure everybody is maybe, or are they just ready to go? Talked out? No, because a lot of talk.
It's our They Rob Us Day today.
No, who's going to say that?
Oh, was that yesterday?
I don't think anyone can say who. The Valley. Who would say that? Nobody's going to say that.
Everybody's content.
That's
great. First time in Junkanoo history.
I think from that morning, whatever, people we knew who wasn't going to win.
Yeah.
That was very clear.
Yeah.
I mean, from within a few minutes.
People were talking about it all over the place.
By 6:20 p.m., and the parade started at 6, I think we knew they weren't going to be even in the podium. They'd be lucky if they weren't below some. Anyway. But yeah, we'll get into all of that. And then later in our Morning Blend business, we're going to be talking with our friends at A Squared SBDC. That's the Access Accelerator, Small Business Development Center. Our twice monthly segment with them. We're going to meet a couple more of their entrepreneurs who have been helped by the Access Accelerator. We're going to get into that this morning. So a lot to get to. There's a lot to talk about. Let's begin right now with what's in the news. Oh, okay. It's 4 calling birds. Yeah, that's what it is. Oh, okay. Partridge.
What did you say?
2. The golden eggs. That's 5. 5. Oh, yeah. 2 turtle doves, 3 French hens, 4 calling birds. That's what you should get today.
That's what you should get today. Mm-hmm. So, what's a calling bird in the Bahamas?
Rooster? What? Parrot? Rooster? Yeah. Well, what's the modern day equivalent? Chimneys.
What's that?
Little chimney bird? I don't know. But
them pirates that escaped from somewhere around here, they're pretty loud.
Parrots.
Pirate.
You said pirate.
No, pirate.
Oh, okay. I was like worried. Pirates escaped? Okay. All right. But someone ever done yeah, I'm sure they have some modern versions of these, right? What would
I don't even know what a calling bird was in the first place.
Right. Partridge in a pear tree. There's all birds at first, and then it gets creepy. Gets into.
What does partridge taste like?
You supposed to eat it? Anyway, so happy 4th day of Christmas, folks. Okay, so at the risk of, because last time when we went straight to what everyone wanted to talk about, and we didn't talk about the murder, we got accused of trying to bury, that was Christmas Eve, or Eve, and we were just, trying to keep things light, but like, you didn't even talk about the murder in the country, you all are trying to, I'm like, oh my God, okay, anyway, so let's get into this stuff. So,
you mean overall?
I'm just going to mention it because we
or
were.
That
someone was accusing us of having an agenda, trying to bury the horrible things going on in the country. It seems. I don't know. It's our friend who thinks there's a liberal agenda at play in everything in the country. And anyway, so you heard about this: 1 dead and 5 injured after Boxing Day brawl. So an off-duty police officer who was working at a nightclub on St. Albans Drive on Boxing Day shot and killed a gunman who police say shot 3 other people. Police say the incident, which happened shortly after 2 a.m., left 4 people suffering from gunshot wounds, 2 with stab wounds, and another with injuries to the head. So a lot of people, and you're wondering if some people got multiple things done to them because there's a lot. Like, do the math, and I can't really figure it out. It all started when an altercation happened inside the club. Police say it resulted in 2 people being stabbed. The group was then expelled from the club. Once outside, a man pulled a gun out and shot 3 people. An off-duty officer who was, quote, performing duties at the nightclub. We think that means he was doing, like, security or something.
Yeah.
Right. Well, you never know. But that's right. It's safe to assume.
That's safe to assume.
Could be doing other things. What? Bartending? No. Right. Police Staff Association does security stuff.
I don't know them to carry weapons during that time, but okay.
Okay, so he engaged the shooter, according to police. Police say he shot the gunman and confiscated his gun. The victim was taken to the hospital where he later died. At last report, 5 of the other victims were in stable condition in the hospital, and another was discharged. Okay. So we've got to get a little more serious about this, folks.
Someone's rightly saying that you called it a murder.
What? Did I say that?
You said talk about murder. I guess you said
talk about last week.
Oh, okay.
Last week, there was a murder,
and somebody
before our show on Friday, and they complained that you all just glossed over
the shooting.
Well, I was talking about the murder last week.
Oh, right.
Right.
Okay.
So now here we are talking about this incident, right? And so, this fatal shooting incident. Is it police involved when you're off duty? Yeah?
I guess you're a police.
I don't know. But okay. He's a police officer. And I get, sure.
Sometimes they're in uniform, even though they're doing security.
Sometimes.
Right?
Yes,
Yeah.
I've seen that before.
Yeah. So,
maybe.
You're police.
Maybe. So Stephen Hanna on Friday made an appeal to the Baby people not to murder anybody. And I was like, it's going to be very difficult.
It was
by Wednesday in this country.
They didn't quite listen. They tried.
Right. Somebody made some serious attempts.
Yeah.
But he seems like,
sorry, Stephen. It's always 2023.
No, he was hoping that what? No, he got his wish. He said, "Hey, people, I know you can do it. Don't murder anybody by Wednesday."
Yeah, but somebody tried.
Well, they failed.
Thank God.
Right.
Yeah.
So far. So that's encouraging, is it? They still are shooting people and trying to stab
that's
people.
a crazy incident.
So my point was that I know a lot of places do it, but many places are far too casual, and we have to recognize the world in which we live.
Yeah.
It's time for everybody to be searching anybody coming inside their establishment, especially a club, bar type place.
Yeah.
Metal detectors, everything. Even if it's only 2 of you all in there, you've got to. Things are out of hand, especially when it's crowded. Do the searches.
Yeah.
You've got to everywhere. I think you're going to have to do it in stores now too. It's just the way it is, and everybody's temper is out of control, and we have to recognize that this is just the sad reality of the Bahamas today. So now once you're outside, you don't know what's going to happen there, but once inside, there shouldn't be people getting stabbed, and shouldn't be anybody with a gun in there. Absolutely.
That's for sure.
Let's hear what you have to say. Caller, good morning. You're on the air. Caller, good morning.
Good morning, Dwight.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning to Chester.
Good morning.
Good morning, Blessed Bahamas. Dwight, you know, I keep telling you all this. A policeman never off duty. And I'm glad that policeman had that gun. You see, and this is why I keep telling you all. Responsible persons are supposed to be able to get a handgun license to deal with a bunch of punks. And like you said a while ago, how he getting there with the gun? They ain't on a metal detective?
Yeah, not sure if he had the gun in there, but he went outside and then he produced a gun. So maybe he got it out of his car. Maybe.
Okay.
I'm not too sure. Not too sure.
All right. See, my thing is, see, somebody would have got him anyhow if everybody was allowed to carry a handgun. See, we got to face the real world. We living in the real world, you know. These young fellas got AK-40, all handgun and everything, you know. They ain't playing the body. You know what I mean? But thank God the police officer. But
did we lose him? What happened? Okay, I don't know what happened, JJ. I'm sure you'll call back when we talk about John Canoe. All right, so that's happening. By the way, I'm going to start a campaign. I have a couple campaigns I'm going to do next year, Chester. Hopefully you get on board there. It's time, folks. Why are we still allowing smoking indoors in this place?
Yeah, like you're gonna start a campaign.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna make this a thing. I know the public buildings have banned that. That was decades ago now, right? On the airport, any government agency, you can't do that. But why private? And in the casinos still, in the bars still, and all of these people are coming from countries where they're not allowed to do that inside.
Yeah.
Don't do that. That's crazy. Think about the workers, the employees there having to breathe in that nonsense. And we've heard now there's reports now that you can get secondhand smoke, not just from being in a room where someone's smoking, but from having that on your clothes and going somewhere else and people smelling you being smoky. And, so that was the latest report I saw.
The claims, I don't understand. I agree with you.
Yeah, that's a stop.
I'll join that campaign.
Casinos, bars, restaurants, clubs, all those things. We need to ban it entirely. If you want to smoke, go outside.
The evidence has been around for so long.
I mean, because why are we doing it? Why have we not done this? Because we're a tourist destination? That makes no sense. Again, they all know. They don't do that where they're from.
Yeah.
Let's stop this. You're killing these folks who work in these establishments. So that's my thing in 2022, among other things, including local government. For everybody, but yeah,
I think about workers on the bridge too, and exhaust fumes. But anyway,
yeah,
I think that's why there's not that many toll booth workers in the States
anymore. You're
anymore.
Try to ban all internal combustion engine vehicles.
That sounds nice.
Everyone has an electric, like you. I tell you what, when they get rich and switch, that will be great. We've got a little ways to go before that.
But is that a consideration?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The accessibility is just not feasible at the moment. I mean,
no, I'm talking about the people who work at
what do you want them to do?
In the
Wear
bridge.
like a gas mask
I
or
don't
something?
know it, but it's been a problem in the past. Hey, just saying.
Oh, boy. Well, I don't know if I could. It is a concern, absolutely. I hope I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
Like, need a fan? I have no idea. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Good day. This is Dr. Noise along with you on Chester, Dwight.
Hi.
Good morning.
We need justice, law, and order in this country. Dwight, you know something? You've been out there for a long time, from way back then, because Jimmy is the bird of the Bahamas.
Okay.
Yeah. And you know, I'm way older than you, so you know I know. I used to use BB gun.
Oh, boy.
I tell you. Hey, Dwight. Have the moonlighting law has been passed in the Bahamas as yet?
The what now?
Moonlighting law.
Let me know. What's that about? What's that?
Whereby where you are working for government, you could go out there and do other work.
Oh, do they need a law? Because they're certainly doing it. I don't know. I mean, it's happening. It's happening. I think.
Well, you know, yeah, it's happening. Mm-hmm. But you know, time passed. If you were working for government, especially in the police force, right? Mm-hmm. You couldn't go and do any other work.
Yes,
was
I do
against
remember
the
that.
law.
I do remember that, yeah.
Yeah, so
But
I don't know what's happening.
everybody has a little side business, and some of them are very vocal and promoting it very publicly. So maybe the rules have been relaxed. I really don't know. We'll talk to maybe the public service.
Probably, and they're not giving other youngsters a chance who just came out of school, and people would been around for a long time would want and need a job.
Oh, what are you saying? That those folks should go into their private business and get out of the government?
Well, no. The thing is, they're still working for government.
Mm-hmm.
If they're still working for government, they shouldn't be moonlighting.
Oh, so they should give up the private business. Ah,
Right.
I see. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Thank you very much.
Oh, by the way,
Yes.
I say, just in case, I may be pretty busy, you all have a godly new year.
Okay.
You as
very
well.
You too. You
Thank
too.
you.
Looking forward to talking to you more in 2023.
God willing.
Okay.
Take care, y'all.
You too. Just gonna get busy. All right. So this other story, really quick on crime, and I see some of you reacting to this. This is quite a story, isn't it? The American tourist who's facing charges now after he allegedly brought a licensed pistol with him on his vacation. Our artist Dave was writing about this in the Nassau Guardian. 37-year-old Brent Ammons of Birmingham, Alabama, faced charges of introducing a firearm into the country and possession of ammunition when he appeared before Magistrate Samuel McKinney on Friday. Ammons pleaded not guilty to the charges and was granted $12,500 cash bail. His trial is set for January 20th. Police arrested Ammons at Lyndon Pilling International Airport after security screeners found a 9mm pistol along with 12 rounds of 9mm ammunition in his luggage. He was headed to Cat Island for his wedding.
That's the kicker.
His wedding. What was he going to do with the gun on the wedding? I don't know.
Maybe
Cat
people
Island?
are confused.
Cat
about
Island, of all places?
what they can do here, I swear.
Oh, boy. So it was licensed, but he's denying that he... Okay. Well, I guess you got to fight it. Sure. Boy, I tell you. His wedding. Was he maybe after the, I do, you're now pronouncing man and wife, and then pow, 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 in the air? Is that
Maybe.
what he's going to do? Yeah,
Maybe.
okay.
Yeah.
I did it. We's married now. Okay. Well.
Or maybe it was just
He doesn't go
an
anywhere without his gun.
extreme way of getting out of it.
What? Lying about getting married? What?
Not lying about getting married.
Oh, he thought that would work.
That was his runaway. That's his runaway plan.
The
and
prosecutor
plot.
says, Your Worship, there's no woman here for him to marry. What is he talking about? He's like, okay. I don't know. Anyway, okay, Mr. Ammons, good luck to you. Well, Chunkanu. The big headline in the Nassau Guardian, Warrior Time. Major win for one family as Chunkanu returns on Bay. I think a lot of people wanted the bragging rights as to being the first after the hiatus. And, and it's one family. If you missed the announcement yesterday, which wasn't too long after, what was it, early afternoon, late morning? So it wasn't, we didn't have to wait a whole day to find out who won. Take a listen to the order for the Group A participants.
The overall results for the A division, remember, these are unofficial. In sixth position, they were penalized 40 points. They have a score of 30.00, the Music Makers. In fifth position, with a score of 84.79, Saxons. In fourth position, with a score of 86.52, Roots. In third position, with a score of 88.93, Genesis. In second position, with a score of 92.48, the Valley Boys. Of the 2022 Boxing Day Parade, I want you to listen. with a score of 92.73. One family.
So they knew it. They knew it from the Valley. It was announced as second place that they won, and they were very excited there. And they were told that in 48 hours, which means by tomorrow, the results will be official.
Right.
And congratulations to one family.
Yeah.
Yep. Great
that
stuff.
Was. I've only seen pictures. I didn't get to see the parade itself, but they look great.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
They look great.
Absolutely. Everybody looked pretty good, except for, with a couple of exceptions.
You almost said it.
I don't need to say it. Do I need to say it? What? Who didn't?
Did you go to Junction?
I didn't, but I was watching on television, and that presented major challenges. We'll get to that in a bit. The coverage on television, boy oh boy, and we'll talk about that in a bit. And we'll get to the ticketing issue. But let's get your reaction to the winners, what you saw, what you didn't see, any disappointments, and then we'll get to tickets and the coverage and the big challenge now that IRCA's going to have to deal with in terms of what happened between the broadcasters. But so your reaction to the parade. Call us 323-6232, 325-4316. 325-4259. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us 422-4796.
I haven't seen many in your belly posts.
You didn't?
No.
No, there was a woman getting. There's a picture of a woman getting an ultrasound.
I saw. That's the only one I saw.
Yeah. And in her belly was one family.
Oh, okay.
Okay. On the
that's
monitor,
the only one I saw.
On the monitor there. Did you see that, producer? Yeah. No.
Okay.
One family in her belly. A child is gonna be trouble. Good morning, caller. You're on. You're on the air.
Good morning, Dwight, and your guest.
Hi. Good morning.
Okay, just a sidebar, just a little bit of question I have. I would like to know how the gentleman who was charged with the firearm, how he got past their border control where he came from. You see, it's obvious that we did our due diligence in catching him here, but
you mean
he ain't
like
supposed to pass where he come from.
TSA, right? Okay.
My assumption was that he came on a boat.
I would like to congratulate one family
the airport
on a near miss, because listen, the Bali and one family, they were on point yesterday morning. But I guess one family just answered the 12-point question just a little bit better than the Wadi. But I would like for them to come and return in the New Year, because the Valley coming back again.
Oh,
they
okay.
ain't playing that.
I see.
You understand now? But the group, what you scared the dog boat, Dwight?
Oh, no, our producer says it's going to be 2 straight.
2 straight?
Mm-hmm.
Well, like glad he ain't no judge. But listen, listen, JJ and Dr. Hall from PMH, I was happy to see them yesterday in their Saxon's attire, especially Dr. Hall, because I know she was out on canoe. But I'm glad I saw them in their Saxon's attire, and SAXON spelled fifth. And Anthony Campbell Moss, all about on Guardian Radio,
oh, Lord,
picking up herself on the Saxon. But we need to come see her. Well, we came to see her the other night, but she wasn't there.
Oh, boy.
So I don't know what she can do in the New Year's, but she needs to show up in the New Year's
I see.
for the rest of the beating, because we coming. Thanks, Dwight.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Mr. Producer, do you see the little booklets from last week around? I need to see what the theme was, because I'm trying to figure out what Saxon's, I can't remember what Saxon's theme was. Was it Big Bird? Because all I saw was a bunch of yellow feathers.
Is that a joke about that picture that keeps...
Oh, I don't even want to talk about that. I don't even talk about that.
One solitary
that
big
lost bird. That was just what. Well, what was their theme? I've never seen so much yellow. But anyway, you got to figure that one out. What? I don't remember. We went through all the themes on Friday, but I couldn't see anything that would match up to that.
Can I get on with my conspiracy about the gun-toting tourists?
Oh, back to that. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Just that I assumed that he did not come through TSA or anything.
He
came here on a boat.
He was arrested at the airport.
Yeah, but he was on his way to Cat Island, so he probably was on the domestic side. We don't know where he came from before that. Okay,
so you think he came on a boat, then went to the airport to catch?
I don't know how you get a gun into this country through an airport.
That's interesting.
But
well, if it's licensed, can you do that? If you say it's declared over there, but you didn't declare it, right? Maybe that's it. Because it says licensed. So maybe he declared it over there. He's traveling, but that seems really dangerous, though.
What?
I don't.
What do you mean?
Can you do that?
To declare it?
As you are in the U.S. What? Declare it here? Oh well, I don't know. He didn't do what he's supposed to do, and they found him. So
What? Declare it coming through the airport?
I don't know.
I have not even heard of that.
I don't know. I don't know anything. Well, we got a message here from our Stephen Hanna. I've heard
right,
of
you need a boat.
Oh.
And only if you're a law officer can you even tote a gun through an airport in the States.
Right, so you would think. Well, anyway. Our Stephen Hanna says, I've heard of a shotgun wedding, but never a handgun wedding. Well, there you go. Okay, let's see. Saxon's theme. You think they maybe just, forgot how it works? I don't think it's because they came out first. It was just that it's been 2 years, I don't remember how to do this.
Well, clearly that's the case for everything with Junkanoo this year.
We'll get to that. So this one says, the theme was in praise of nature, in all things give God thanks.
Oh, right, yes. So is that two things?
This one.
That's one. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And then they're coming on New Year's with the very vague Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
I would imagine a lot of people would be doing that.
Commonwealth of the Bahamas?
Yeah, for the big anniversary year.
You got to narrow it down a little more than that, though. I mean, that could be all manner of things. Some of those we wouldn't want to see
lots of blue
on Junkanoo.
Lots of yellow for Boxing Day and lots of blue.
Hey. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Yes, good morning, Glenn. Thanks for taking my call.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's time we take a second look at nature. We've been trying everything else. And we forgot the fact that, the actual head of a plant is in the ground. Mm-hmm. Like sometimes that's where people ask. Dwight.
Hi.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm with your producer.
Mm-hmm.
What are the odds of them winning back to back? Boy, they look majestic, though, hey. That artwork, that face work. What's the odds?
He seems to think it's really good.
Yeah, because you see, Junkanoo is about anomalies. Because you were questioning how come the two major leading groups always get to lead. Did it happen this time? Voice come out first?
No,
One of them?
No, I never said that. I said that I was questioning whether they've both ever been the first two. And
but I was told that one of them always come out first,
No.
Oh, okay, no, that's what I thought. But anyway, Junkanoo
they've never come out 1 and 2.
Never did, right?
Not since they were only 1 and 2. They haven't. So I don't know what that's about. That's interesting.
Junkanoo's fun, man. It's full of anomalies. Study it.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Are there any B groups that are very, very close to being an A?
I mean, you could, if you want. You mean they're not? You have to want to be an A.
Oh.
Some of them don't want to be. Like Colors. Colors is better than Saxons. Oh my God.
But I thought I thought Colors was an A group until
they don't want to be. I mean, remember Genesis started off as a B group.
Right.
They had to before you could become an A, but they want to be a B. But they were better than some of the A's. They're better than many of the A's. Almost always.
Yeah.
It's three in particular.
Well, there you go.
So yeah. All right.
Anybody have a handle on the Big Bird?
What that was?
Who it was and where it came from?
Was it ever
speaking of anomalies?
Was it ever with the crowd, or is it always just by itself, just looking lost? I don't know. And then where was the music? Where was their music? I think their music was in a different place.
So I saw pictures of the Prime Minister shooting basketball in the middle of the square. What was that about? Someone dragged out a basketball hoop and him and Pintard were having a competition?
Lots of lulls.
What was happening?
Lulls.
They needed entertainment.
They needed some choirs to come out there. I don't know what was happening. I don't know. I thought, do they have halftime at Super Bowl, at Junkanoo now? Because it's like, wait, what's this hour-long break here? Like, what's going on? But I was confused. Okay, some text messages before we go to the break. This person says here, Season's greetings, Guardian Radio. The return of Junkanoo coverage on Bay Street was a disaster for television viewers, and many people were standing in Rawson Square holding up the parade. Why? The Bahamas deserves better, and it can happen. Happy New Year 2023 from Grand Bahama. Yeah, we'll get to the coverage in just a moment. There's a lot to talk about there. This person says here, in the new year, we really need to introduce a gun court with strict penalties. Okay. This one says here, the police are able to work off-duty through the permission of the Staff Association. Yes, we know that. Dwight, I don't appreciate your little jabs at the Saxon superstars, even though they were true. I don't appreciate them at all, LOL. And to all the people making the memes about that bird, it was a very nice bird, but we still didn't deserve to win. Oh, well. Is it a nice bird? How do you know this? We don't have any evidence to support that.
That bird had cankles.
Did it have wings? I mean, it looked like they were, like if someone...
I think so.
Just looked like it was just a bird with legs. I don't know.
A very long neck.
A flightless bird. Lost.
It did look like a dodo.
Yeah. What happened to the Saxons? The talk was very strong. Yeah. Here's an idea. Could the winner of Junkanoo parades get to choose when they would like to come out for the next parade? Oh. Producer's shaking. He's a big Junkanoo man. He's shaking his head. That's chaos. Will they always pick last? Oh, they would. Yeah? I mean, what about second to last to make that last group look bad? Like, you all can't follow that. Just quit. No? They'd pick last all the time. Okay. So you think if Saxons had come out last with what they came out with, they would have been better? Or that was just a disaster? Which one, what do you think? Could they have been better? No. No matter what, the first, second, third, eighth New Year's, they would have been horrible. Yes. Indeed.
Yeah.
It's very sad. When
you were hearing that from people from they came out.
Yeah.
So like,
I'm telling you, but 620 what's happening.
Whoever was on the street, they were like, what is this?
And Colors came after them and made them look like, wow, what's going on here? Maybe they have the wrong banner in front of the wrong group.
Yeah.
Because there was a bunch of yellow. You know, Colors used to do all one color back in the day. It's like, is this Colors? But no, Colors wouldn't have looked like that.
The scrap gang was out there this year?
Oh, there's nothing but scrap. They got fraternities now. Is that a new thing? No? Really? Maybe we should have a Junkanoo group. Guardian Radio, a little scrap group.
Russian?
Yeah.
Russian?
Just gonna, between one of the...
You could wear the sweater you're wearing. You wouldn't need a costume.
Wow, Chester. Merry Christmas to you, too. Good morning, caller. You're on the air. Oh, boy. Okay, that's a Saxon. Dwight, I want to know why Saxons can't learn to spell words like glory. All right, was that the Saxons? With the glory?
Yeah.
I think I was a person.
With Gloroy?
That's a person. I know him. I know Gloroy. I'm sure that's a person. Y'all just didn't understand. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Hello?
Hi.
Hi, good morning. I don't think it was the Saxons. I think they said that was a costume out of the Lustra.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
But I called to make several comments regarding the Boxing Day parade. I think it was an exciting parade. The one family deserved to win, even though I'm a Saxon superstar. But I think they have to take another look at the ticketing process and regarding seating. Because I was fortunate enough to get tickets in Rawson Square, and there were not enough persons guiding us to our seat. So as the parade started, more people just sat where they wanted, and then persons who had tickets weren't able to sit in their seat because the seats were already taken.
Wow.
I think they need to look at having more staff to seat persons to avoid conflict, because there was nearly a brawl for persons who got up to get food from the concession stand, and when they came back, their seats were taken by somebody else.
Yeah, I heard about
whose
that.
seat was already taken. Now, the second thing, I'm going to be very quick. The entertainment, I think Kendinique did a good job. The Mighty Pencil was also one of the entertainers. But it seemed like the microphone was just being passed around to almost anyone in the group
wanted to have something to say. I think the John Canoe Parade now is one of the staples in our Bahamian culture. It is going to become more and more popular. I think we need to get more serious about how the platform that we have and how we produce this festival.
Yeah.
Somebody, I'm not going to call the name, they were part of the entertainment, and they called one of the participants in the crowd a colloquial name that we use in the Bahamas that was inappropriate.
Wow.
And Ken Denick had to tell this person that the person you just called X, Y, and Z is the British High Commission.
Oh, no.
And if we, as a people of color, was to go to the United States and someone used a derogatory term to acknowledge us, we would be slighted. And in a serious society, that person would have lost their job. And you have to be very careful on who you allow to be in the forefront of the presentation of a platform such as John Canoe, and not allow anybody just to hold that microphone. I thought that was extremely embarrassing and inappropriate for that person to perform in that way.
Yeah, that sounds terrible. Wow.
And lastly, before I leave, and I'm going to have this conversation when Ken Denick is on Juan McCartney's show. Lastly, I think the lull in the John Canoe again was a bit too long.
Yeah, absolutely.
We have too many Bahamian performers that could fill in those gaps so that you can entertain the crowd while another group is preparing to enter the parade.
Absolutely. And you said it earlier. You used the right word, produced. It has to be produced, and everything needs to be planned. So between this group and this group, we're going to have this person. They're going to do 2 or 3 sets or whatever, and we're going to have this act come, right? It's so that there is not a giant lull like that. It really takes away from it, and it's unfortunate.
Feels very helter-skelter and ad hoc. We need to have a different mindset and put on a professional performance.
Yeah.
So that we're not just doing this for, I mean, they're doing it for the Bahamians, but people from around the world come to view this parade, and we don't know if we do it professionally, it could become a worldwide. If we do it professionally, because almost anyone that comes to this country and views John Canoe is enthralled by the performance and is blown away. If we package our culture in the right way and are serious about how we think about what we can do as a country, we could take John Canoe to the world. But I don't think that we are serious in how we really want to package and produce this parade to the world.
You're absolutely right. Thank you so much. Really appreciate your contribution this morning. That was very well said. Yeah, when we don't take ourselves, I don't know if seriously is the right word, or take ourselves for granted properly, because we deserve a high quality parade. Absolutely. We deserve that. We know, we've traveled, we've seen things. Yeah. We know how it works. There's no 20, 30, 40, 50-minute break with nothing happening in any parade ever. That's crazy. Is it time to go home? What's happening? What's going on?
I'm looking forward to the Tournament of Roses.
This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio. We'll be back. Stay with us.
Coronavirus update. I'm Rita Foley with an AP News Minute. Some worries about how China is easing up on anti-COVID controls.
China will start issuing visas and passports again as it continues to step away from antivirus controls that isolated the country for almost 3 years. The move could set up the stage for a flood of Chinese people going abroad for next month's Lunar New Year. The holiday that starts on January the 22nd is the country's busiest travel season. But it also presents a danger they might spread COVID-19 outside of China as infections surge at home. China stopped issuing visas to foreigners and passports to its own people at the start of the COVID-19 pandemic in early 2020. The announcement adds to abrupt changes by the Chinese government, who are rolling back some of the world's strictest antivirus controls. The easing of restrictions comes as China tries to reverse an economic slump. I'm Karen Chemas.
And I'm Rita Foley. This is AP News.
It's
I'm
the
Rita
most
Foley.
rewarding time of the year. To RBC,
Get a loan to buy whatever. RBC makes it better.
get a loan and don't pay till New Year.
Make Christmas what you want it to be with a personal loan from RBC. Apply at rbc.com/Caribbean/loan and don't pay till February 2023. Conditions apply.
Get a loan and don't pay till New Year. To RBC.
Time for your first look at traffic for this morning, brought to you by RBC. Make this Christmas whatever you want it to be with an RBC personal loan. In your real-time traffic this morning, got another day of not much to talk about in the streets. Again, this is likely your last few days of this, as we're expecting the regular traffic patterns to return next week. But for now, smooth sailing even on Mile Butler Highway. Not much to talk about at all. So that's good news for your commute this morning. That's your real-time traffic and morning time traffic alert brought to you by RBC. Apply for a loan with RBC at rbc.com/Caribbean/loan and don't pay until February 2023. And time for another check of your weather for today. We've got a cold front that is laying across the southeast Bahamas, and that's going to weaken and dissipate today while high pressure builds behind it. Sea swells will continue to produce rough surf along northeasterly shorelines. For today for the northwest Bahamas, variably cloudy, mild and breezy with passing showers, becoming fair, breezy and cool tonight. Small craft should exercise caution. For the central southeast Bahamas, partly cloudy and warm with isolated showers, becoming fair and mild and breezy with a passing shower tonight. Small craft should exercise caution as well. Temperatures getting up to around 81 Fahrenheit, 27 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight getting down about 68 Fahrenheit, 20 Celsius. In your extended outlook, building high pressure will control the weather across the country through the end of the week as sea swells will slowly subside along northeast shorelines. So for tomorrow, Thursday, partly sunny, mild and breezy with an isolated shower. Friday, partly sunny, mild and breezy with isolated showers. That's your Morning Blend weather check. We'll be back with more Morning Blend after these messages here on Guardian Radio 96.9.
Power on the holidays this Christmas with Custom Computers. We have everything that everyone wants to see under the tree. Laptops, iPads, AirPods, Apple Watches, Bluetooth speakers, and more. Find gifts for every reason this Christmas season at Custom Computers. Visit us on Patton Street in Palmdale, opposite Liquid Courage, or in Caves Village through the Blake Road entrance. The best Christmas has to offer is right here at your one-stop shop, Custom Computers.
Earning zero interest on your savings at the bank? With as little as $100, you can start earning interest on your money while you're sleeping, eating, or standing in line at the bank with the CFAL Savings Express Plan. Ready to invest? Start by putting $1,000 into our mutual funds and earn interest there too. Because at CFAL, your interest is our interest. Visit CFAL.com to start now. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations of Bahamians.
Did you know that using contactless payments with your MasterCard helps plant trees around the globe? Join MasterCard in its commitment to making the world a better place and taking action against climate change. Every contactless transaction with your MasterCard contributes to planting 100 million trees in 5 years in geographies with the most need. Tap your MasterCard contactless to make a difference, and together we can start something priceless. Visit MastercardBA.worldcoo.com for more information.
Man, Christmas right around the corner, but they still got long gifts to buy. But BTC got the best postpaid deals from $44.99.
He's thinking about signing up for a postpaid plan, do you?
Easy, You get unlimited WhatsApp and Facebook for free, and it don't come from the data in your package. I sign up for a $64.99 plan, and they give me a free phone. That promotion going on right now.
This Christmas, get great handset offers and unlimited WhatsApp and Facebook for free when you sign up for any postpaid plan. Link up today. Link up!
Florida Auto Parts can deliver all the auto parts your car will ever need, direct from the USA and from around the world. Florida Auto Parts provides fast delivery on auto parts, and we ship throughout the Bahamas, genuine or aftermarket, new or used, and all for the best price. Call Florida Auto Parts Trusted Parts Rep on WhatsApp at 1-786-772-8777 to save on your next auto parts purchase. Florida Auto Parts, the right parts at the right price.
We know how important collecting your money can be to the success of your business. Start your relationship with Fidelity today so that we can show you the many options available to you with our merchant services. From click and pay options online to merchant terminals and e-commerce options. We're here to help your business succeed. For more details, speak to one of our business development officers at 356-7764 in Nassau or 352-6676 in Freeport. Visit our website at fidelitygroup.com or visit any of our branches.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
Well, everybody's heard about the bird. Bird, bird, bird. The bird's a winner when a bird, bird, bird. Bird is a winner when a bird, bird, bird. When a bird is a winner when a bird, bird, bird. The bird's a winner when a bird, bird, bird. When the bird is a winner when a bird, bird. The bird's a winner when a bird, bird, bird. The bird's a winner when a bird, bird, bird. When the bird is a winner when a bird, bird. The bird's a winner when a don't you know about the bird? Well, everybody knows that the bird is a winner.
We're back here with Morning Blend. That was from one of our recommendation from one of our listeners who texted that into us. That's for that famous. We need to learn more about the Saxon bird.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like,
who is
can
he?
somebody text in or call in? And what was it about?
Is it a he? Is it a she? We'd like to have the bird on the show.
What type of bird was it?
The bird can fit in the studio.
They left the bird on the side of the road. Didn't you see the abandonment picture?
No.
Yeah, on Shirley Street? And the beak was gone.
Oh, of course. What? We would have liked to talk to the bird. Like, who are you? Where you come from? You know, what's your story? Are you a Bahamian bird? Oh, well, we'll never know now unless he comes back for New Year's. They could use him again because Commonwealth of the Bahamas is the theme. So,
Someone sent him to Anagua in a picture.
Let's go to the news. We'll be back. We'll talk more about Junkanoo after the break.
Well, everybody's heard about the bird. Bird, bird, bird. The bird's a winner when a bird, bird, bird. Bird is a winner when a bird, bird, bird. When a bird is a winner when a bird, bird, bird. The bird's a winner when a bird, bird, bird. When the bird is a winner when a bird, bird. The bird's a winner when a bird, bird, bird. The bird's a winner when a bird, bird, bird. When the bird is a winner when a bird, bird. The bird's a winner.
Welcome back to Morning Blend here on Guardian Radio 96.9. We are streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for smart devices. We're also on your televisions on Cable Bahamas Channel 969 and BTC Flow Channel 612. You can tweet us at Morning Blend 969 or Facebook.com/Morning Blend 969. Text us 422-4796 on the Guardian Radio text line powered by BTC. And now at 8:20, time for another check of your weather for today, brought to you by Bahamas First Insurance. We've got a cold front that is laying across the southeast Bahamas. It's going to weaken and dissipate today, while high pressure builds behind it. Sea swells will continue to produce rough surf along northeasterly shorelines. There's a risk of rip currents along Atlantic shorelines. For today, for the northwest Bahamas, expect variably cloudy, mild, and breezy conditions with passing showers becoming fair, breezy, and cool tonight. For the central southeast Bahamas, partly cloudy and warm, with isolated showers becoming fair and mild, breezy with a passing shower tonight. For boaters across the country, small craft should exercise caution. Temperatures getting up to around 81 Fahrenheit, 27 Celsius today. Overnight lows tonight getting down to 68 Fahrenheit, 20 Celsius. In your extended outlook, building high pressure will control the weather across the country through at least the end of the week as sea swells slowly subside along northeasterly shorelines. So for Thursday and Friday, we're expecting partly sunny, mild, and breezy conditions with isolated showers. That's your morning blend weather check, brought to you by Bahamas First Insurance. Still the first and only local insurance company and agency network that lets you buy car and home insurance 100% online. Try it at bahamasfirst.com. And now at 8:22, it's time for another check of your traffic for this morning, brought to you by RBC. Make this Christmas whatever you want it to be with an RBC personal loan. In your real-time traffic, still seeing relatively manageable streets. Nothing much to talk about at all, as we're not expecting traffic, at least in the morning. For the remainder of the week, things will likely pick up again next week. But right now, there's not much to talk about, just as you are at some of the major intersections. We'll be noticing a few cars in front of you, like at Robinson and Marathon and East-West Highway. Otherwise, pretty easy commute for you today. Don't get too used to it, though. But that is your morning blend weather check, brought to you by RBC. Apply for a loan with RBC at rbc.com/Caribbean/loan and don't pay until February 2023.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
Welcome back to Morning Blend here on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan along with Chester Robards on this Wednesday morning. Hope, again, everybody had a wonderful Christmas. We are talking about what's in the news, talking about junk and new. So we've been talking about, getting the trash talking out there about Saxons and, oh well. Hey, we want to move on, though, to some of the controversy now. And we're going to get to the broadcast coverage. That's a big story. But also the ticketing issues. You've heard in the news as well. Our Naja Colebrook writing about this in today's Nassau Guardian. Responding to mishaps with ticket sales for the 2022 Boxing Day Junkanoo Parade, Junkanoo Corporation of New Providence Chairman Dion Miller said yesterday that they are doing everything to rectify the situation for New Year's Day. He said, quote, "We had some challenges with the seating app, not the sales itself. The sales were very strong. The parade was 100% sold out. But we had some fraudulent activities happening in regards to the digital tickets, which we're trying to clean up and rectify. I want to apologize to the public on our behalf. But for the JPNPR Partners Alive, we are doing everything. We have a meeting scheduled for today, that was Tuesday, yesterday, to rectify the situation. We anticipate a smoother process for the New Year's Day parade. Now, while Miller did not want to disclose exactly what mishaps occurred with the ticket sales, he says he wasn't going to say anything until he gets the full report. Alive Chief Information Officer Dwayne Davis on Monday night revealed multiple ways that customers forged ticket sales. Davis said, quote, "What's been happening is we had occasions where persons took screenshots of tickets and shared them with other persons. We had persons take screenshots of tickets and resell the tickets outside their original tickets. But anyone that comes to Bay Street with the original email of your original ticket purchase confirmation, we will be able to seat you. We will personally track every seat, and whatever seat that's not in the system, we'll make sure that we take out of the system." Davis also revealed that about 6,800 to 6,900 tickets were sold for the 2022 Boxing Day Parade, and that there are still tickets available for New Year's Day. Okay. We had a call before the news. People, right? We saw videos of a fight, a brawl. People were seated in other people's seats and didn't want to move. And,
I didn't see videos of a fight.
Yeah? Okay, I can send it to you. But yeah, so there's a chaotic situation. We heard saw other people tweeting or putting on Facebook that they were waiting. They had their tickets. They were waiting forever at the gates, not being let in. I think somebody said at least an hour before they were let in, but that's probably because somebody was already sitting in their seats. So it was a chaotic situation. Of course, we did have a new system. People had to buy, well, mainly, you didn't have to, but you mainly bought the tickets online. And so there were lots of kinks with this initially. But let's get your reaction to that. And
there's a lot of online ticketing systems that don't have kinks.
I don't know why you have to drop that shade in there. I don't know.
They've been doing ticketing and seating since the Roman Colosseum. I just don't understand why
they do that online.
Have to be
I don't know if they did that
so difficult here. I just don't get it. People probably not following instructions.
Wow.
Allowing people to show them things that aren't allowable. They're like, "Oh, let me see your ticket." Well, I have this screenshot here. Okay, fine. You know what I'm saying? Those kinds of things. When you say specifically on a ticket, you must bring this email or something, right? Show me your email.
Yep.
I don't want to see a screenshot. I want to see you go into your email. Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Or even like you scan a ticket, right? And then you can't see that ticket again.
Right.
Every system is connected. And so if you see that ticket again, you know to go to that seat and you ask that person who's sitting there now, like, "Let me see a ticket again."
Yeah.
And if it ain't what it's supposed to be, then, you got to ask for ID because clearly the ticket should have names on them, right? One would think.
Should.
Anyway, it should be foolproof.
Yeah. And like the caller was saying that, maybe they needed more ushers to guide people
That
to
too.
the area.
That too.
And like, "Hey, what are you doing here? This is not your seat. Get out of here.
But
Get out of here."
It's not like they didn't know they had a sold out or just about sold out situation.
Yeah.
So,
boy, let's see what you say, caller. Good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning, Dwight. Good morning, Chester.
Hi.
Let me just first of all start off by hoping that both of you had a very Merry Christmas and, of course, ahead, hopefully a very happy, prosperous financial New Year.
Yes, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Okay.
You as well.
Thank you. Start off my commentary. I listened to some of the previous callers. Raymond hit a very salient point with moonlighting. Unfortunately, from where I stand, yes, I think there are general orders or where government workers aren't supposed to be engaged, especially police officers supposed to be engaged in other job opportunities once they're serving on the force. But, the difficulty with that is in this country, we realize that one salary alone is not cutting it anymore in this country. Many persons are out here forced to look for second and third jobs just to keep up with this so-called economy that we have. And with the increase of bills and everything, it's very difficult for even households to have both husband and wife working. It's still very difficult to save money. So I don't know what they're going to do about it. But the sad reality is that this is the reality that we face today. As far as the junk news is concerned, I heard some people talk about the gaps in the parade, and of course, the explanation given by the representative, I think it was the JCMP, about the weather and everything. I can understand that because, the love and the work that they put into their costumes, that is something not to be taken lightly. And, you wouldn't want rain to come down and destroy the costume before it's actually displayed on Bay Street. So that is something that was completely out of their hands. As far as the ticket sales are concerned, we all know that hacking is something that is prevalent in today's world, and to put tickets digitally online, hoping that no one will hack into the system and do some unscrupulous things. I mean, that's something too. Unless you really come down with some really safeguards. Chester, you mentioned it just now, but every person who purchased an online or digital ticket, their name should be applied. I think they need to go further with that. It's going to be a little more time consuming, but, a name, probably a telephone number, probably a special code or something attached to it, that when the persons present themselves, they give all that information, and then they should know that that person would then, who's collecting the ticket, or would then know that this person is authentically the owner of that particular ticket. So we have to, it actually forces us to go outside the box, to actually do some things to ensure that, the right persons get the right services that they deserve. And it's so many other little things. And my last point, the costumes after the junk news has always been a peeve of mine, where we've seen the labor of love in these costumes. Many persons just take them and chuck them on the side of the street and leave them there. I heard you mention about this bird or something like that. It's going to be quite interesting.
You think it was a bird?
We could get someone perhaps after the junk new parade, to come and pick up one or two of these pieces and display them around the world. These things are being marveled by the expertise and the workmanship of getting these costumes to be. Many persons are really amazed at the amount of labor, the amount of hours, and the amount of love that goes into these things. And I think a cooperation between the jungle people and the private sector, perhaps they need to work out some formula on how to get these pieces actually distributed around the world. So of course. And let's see how much we could spread the Bahamian culture around the world as far as that's concerned. And lastly, I know Barabbas in the tribe, and I'm going to call them out particularly. I know that they held some jumping workshop or something like that. I still believe that we can get our tourists involved, especially those who have been in these workshops. Perhaps inspire them to come along and create a platform within the Junk New Parade, especially where the gaps are concerned. Perhaps get some of our visitors involved in our culture for a very short period of time within the parade to give the other groups a chance to assemble and get themselves ready for coming on Bay. And they're just some of my suggestions, some of what I took from the commentary, and hopefully the voices that and the minds and the persons behind these things will take some of the suggestions and see if they can put them to work to better our parade.
Jeff, thank you very much.
Thanks for taking my call, Dwight. And have a happy and prosperous new year.
All right, appreciate it. Thank you very much. Okay. Some messages as we get, we move on to the issue with the broadcast coverage there. This text message says here, good morning. The fraudulent ticket activity was expected. Really? Why didn't they scan the QR codes like advertised? The apps are free. The system of writing down the ticket information before receiving the wristband causes serious delay in being seated.
What did they do?
What? Writing down the ticket information before receiving the wristband causes serious delay.
Writing it down?
What the heck? Also, can they rectify the issue of seats being double booked, which led to several altercations between spectators and even the police? Well, this is what they're saying, that some people did some crazy stuff, scanning tickets and sending them around to other people. Boy, the person says, I was in the section where the fight broke out, and it was frustrating and embarrassing. I can imagine. Another person says here, those QR code scams are very common. Seems like a lack of planning for the very common things that go wrong. If I buy a ticket for $50 with no intention of going to Junkanoo, I really don't care who else has the ticket. My interest is in selling that one ticket 10 times and making $500 in 30 minutes. What? We really need better systems, design, and planning.
Well, they need to do what the system is designed to do. Like they said, what are you writing down ticket numbers for?
That's crazy. It's crazy.
Even having the flash an ID is better than doing that.
The what? Flashing?
Flash an ID.
Explain.
Oh, well, like your movie ticket, for instance, has your name on it. They can verify that I'm Chester Robards.
Which movie?
Jeez.
Where?
Why are you making this difficult?
I was just saying, where do they do this?
Fusion does it when you buy a ticket online.
Oh, when you buy it online. Oh, okay.
What?
Sure. Okay. Remember, there's a text. Remember what? Remember how vexed Bahamians were when they found that some Chinese were exporting discarded conch shells? Imagine now when someone starts collecting discarded Junkanoo costumes. Oh, it's been happening. But been happening for years, but nobody cares, unfortunately.
Yeah. Tourists been taking
they've been taking it. That's a thing. They do that all the time.
Me and my Grammy, when she used to take us to Junkanoo, used to take costumes off the side of the street home.
And then what?
Then they just chill there till we throw it away. I don't know what my grandma used to collect pieces.
That's interesting.
We didn't do anything with it.
Just have it there.
Yeah. Because it was fun.
Nice. Good times. This person says, they're great shows. Okay. You see the amount of crime during the holidays? During all the times, all the days. Is it a difference? But yeah, I mean, that's Nassau. Okay, so speaking of crimes, what was going on with the broadcast coverage of the parades? I mean, in addition to the quality challenges, the audio and just lulls and repetitive talk and commercials.
And they sure did big up this broadcast.
Who's they? But anyway, but not only did you have that, but you had a challenge. If you were a Cable Bahamas subscriber, ZNS was blocked out and you were directed to channel 212,
right,
which is Cable Bahamas' own channel, RTV. And he didn't know what was going on because, you're used to ZNS. This was RTV's first time broadcasting the parade. And when we had the chairman of the JCNP on a couple of weeks ago, he said you'd have an option. You'd have both ZNS and RTV. And we said, oh, well, look at that. That should be exciting. Mm-hmm. But to find this big screen on ZNS's coverage from 6 o'clock, maybe even before, telling people that you should go to channel 12, like, huh. And then, doing a little digging, come to find out that this was only on Cable Bahamas. If you had PTC Float, you were able to see ZNS. And if you went online, you were able to see ZNS. But Cable Bahamas took it upon itself to put up a screen blocking ZNS and directing folks to their own channel.
Right.
Huh? Well, so it immediately went down from there. People got wind of it, and ZNS issued a statement. The Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas issued a statement. Mm-hmm. Reporters asked the Prime Minister right there on the parade what's going on here, and they asked the Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture what's going on here, and they said they were rectifying the issue and they were going to get to the bottom of it, and many people angry about this. I kept checking back and forth to see, they said it was going to be rectified. This was by 7 o'clock, they said it was going to be rectified, but it didn't come on until close to 9.
ZNS?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I was back and forth every few minutes, and it was around maybe just before 9 or 9 o'clock when it came on. So it was a number of hours, 3 hours, before you could watch it on ZNS. And this is really unbelievable stuff here.
Yeah.
Now, Alive was the title sponsor for the parade, but they did not buy exclusive broadcast rights. Right. And so we don't understand how Cable Bahamas could take it upon themselves to do something like this.
Maybe
right?
they enjoy meeting with IRCA.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. And we will see what IRCA does. There are a regulator, too, so I have to be careful with what I say. But we will see. Many people wondering if there's any spine in IRCA. And because this is a terrible breach. Can you imagine someone doing this to you? All the advertisers who paid for hours and nobody got to see it if you have Cable Bahamas. How do you do that? How do you do something like that? It's crazy. But here's what the official statement is here. Executive Chairman of the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas, Paiswell Forbes, Monday night accusing Cable Bahamas of intruding on ZNS's broadcast of the Boxing Day Junkanoo Parade. In a statement released during the parade, Forbes said, quote, tonight's intrusion on the broadcast of the 2022 Boxing Day Junkanoo Parade by Rev Cable Bahamas and its company Alive by placing a message redirecting viewers of the ZNS network to their channel 212 is further proof of the fundamental issue of having a cable provider competing with the broadcast services they are tasked to carry. Forbes said, quote, this move by Cable Bahamas occurred without any discussions or agreement with the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas. This is an anti-competitive approach that has negatively impacted the satisfaction of our contractual obligations with advertisers and sponsors. Our broadcast was blocked at 6 p.m. and was blocked for more than an hour. Much more. Forbes says the Utilities Regulation and Competition Authority, IRCA, will be notified of this conscious and deliberate action by Rev Cable Bahamas on behalf of its companies. He said, quote, the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas takes the view that competition is good for the industry and good for our country. However, we condemn these actions that seek to deprive the public of the best Junkanoo presentation as done by the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas. We are seeking to have this matter resolved to the benefit of our loyal viewers. When contacted yesterday for Cable to tell its side of the story, a senior company official said in a statement that the matter will be released, a statement on the matter will be released today. I don't know what they were waiting for. That should have been released yesterday, so we could all have it today, but very interesting. And there is more on this story from the JCNP's perspective, responding to the statement from the executive chairman of the Broadcasting Corporation, Dion Miller, the chairman of the JCNP, saying, quote, certainly JCNP does not condone any activity of that nature, and I'm sure whatever occurred will be rectified. And Junkanoo will be broadcast on both ZNS as well as the cable network. Yeah. Okay. Let's get your reaction to it, folks. I just want to say, I really don't understand. If you watch the Thanksgiving Day parades from New York, I noticed this as a kid, and I looked it up because I was curious about it. On NBC, for decades, has been the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
Right.
But on CBS, they have something called the Thanksgiving Day Parade. And it's the same parade, but one is the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, and the other one's just Thanksgiving. And what it is that Macy's sponsors the parade on NBC. So whatever happens in front of Macy's, NBC covers that.
Right.
Whereas the CBS broadcast is somewhere down the road.
Right.
It's the same stuff. If you keep watching long enough, you'll see the same floats and the same dancers come through. But it's just the Macy's one is right in front of Macy's, and the rest of the parade, right? Yeah. CBS is along other routes. There is room for both. There's room for competition. There's room for people to say, well, I prefer these announcers to that one. We don't have to be so ridiculous here and block out the competition. It doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense at all.
I can't imagine who in charge of their law information, etc., IRCA information, etc., went and said, yeah, let's do this. I mean, it just seems like the cheekiest thing to do, first of all, because they just slapped this colorful thing on ZNS's channel. I'm like, what? I couldn't even fathom that.
I've never heard. This is unbelievable. Yeah. But we will see. Well, let's see how IRCA handles this. If I were the Broadcasting Corporation, I would be suing for all the money that we lost for those number of hours that our advertisers couldn't get out there, and all manner of other damages. But let's hear your view on it, folks. 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us. And it's not like what we were forced to watch was all that spectacular, because the audio was a bit off, and it was like, and oh man. What say you, caller? Good morning. You're on the air.
Hey guys, I hope you had a good, pleasant holiday.
Yeah, not too bad.
What I saw on television, man, that thing was freezing like crazy. Okay, it wasn't good quality, and it didn't go off well. But I think if IRCA have in their jurisdiction that they can levy fines against that particular company, they need to do so. So this don't happen anymore, because that's our national broadcasting station that was blocked. That is totally wrong. And also with the ticket sales for the next Junction Parade, I think they should get off the electronic tickets at this time until they rectify that problem and go back to the box offices like what they used to do, sell ticket at the mall and sell ticket at the sports centers. And just with that particular rate until they got this problem rectified. Thank you.
Okay, I hear you. Well, I mean, they've already sold some. They've sold some already, but I hear you.
At this rate, good old Cable Bahamas is going to have a statistic with IRCA that's called a recidivism rate.
They aren't alone. Others as well. But this was quite was it this year? Yeah, we've had an interesting couple of years. Let's take some more calls. 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us, 422-4796. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Good morning again.
Hi.
Dwight and Chester, somebody needs to be sued because that station ZNS is our station. Okay, so either IRCA or whosoever block ZNS out supposed to be sued.
Not IRCA.
Say it again?
Not IRCA. IRCA's the regulator. But
somebody
yes.
needs to be sued.
Yeah.
Because that's our station and we were building this station for years.
Okay, sure.
Saying?
Sure. I mean, whether it's public or private, it wasn't the right thing to do. They don't have the right to do it. It's a problem. But okay, I hear you. We love ZNS, eh? Sure. This person says, is ZNS complaining about another private station competing with them is unfair.
Is that person listening?
No, I don't think you got it. You didn't get it.
The whole point of this.
No, that's not what they're saying. They in the statement they said they welcome the competition. It's not fair to block them. Why would you do that? They welcome the competition. Why block? Give people the options. So I don't know where you were, or this must be from Cable Bombs. Anyway, ZNS complaining about another private station competing with them is unfair, characterized by leaders' cognitive dissonance. ZNS attached to the public purse without a blink of. Oh my God, this is not the time for this discussion here.
This is tantamount to our TV physically dropping an alive banner in front of the ZNS commentators.
I mean, well, whatever. Or just drowning them out with some, the live theme song or something.
Yeah,
right.
Shining a big light.
Right. Oh boy. They go on to say maybe they should reconsider the anti-competitive actions of ZNS in the fair market system.
What does ZNS do?
How?
Explain that.
Because they get government funding, competing. Well, I mean, what you're talking about, Texter, is a topic for a different day. This is not relevant to our discussion today. There are merits to what you're saying, but again, it's not like they dominate the market.
Right.
They certainly don't. Not like how they used to. So the public has spoken. All right. Now, what you need to be asking is whether the government should be subsidizing as much as they do. That's a different story. You can't blame them for getting the money from the government, but maybe you need to blame the government for doing what it's doing. Privatize them, reduce your say in what they do. Something. But that's a different issue. Don't get it confused. And we need to have that discussion. I agree with you entirely, but that's not what's happening here. This one says here, when are we going to stop pretending like IRCA is going to hold companies responsible when they do wrong? When last you heard of IRCA penalizing someone? Well, Chester was just talking about it. They do. People are fined.
Cable
Companies
Bahamas
are fined.
was fined this year, I think.
Yeah, often.
For something that happened last year.
Many of them are.
Yeah.
And, that definitely happens. That definitely happens. But we want to see what happens here. This is a very blatant, very obvious violation, and it's big. It's one of the biggest ones we've seen. Others have been accidents like, we messed up, our equipment was this or that happened or whatever. We didn't mean to, we didn't understand. But here, there's no denying that this was intentional. And so we have very little to go on with something like this ever happening, at least in my memory. This person says here, the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas, the BCB chairman did say that in his statement that cable Bahamas should not be competing with channels they are supposed to carry. Yeah. And that's, he says those are the dangers. Let's read it carefully. It is further proof of the fundamental issue of having a cable provider competing with the broadcast services they are tasked to carry. That is a challenge, and many broadcasters are concerned about that, right? Because like me talking about this right now, they could get petty and take 969 off Cable Bahamas, right? So that's a challenge, right? So we all need to be worried about that. We all need to be worried about that.
I don't understand the concern about the competition, though. Competing against a channel that you carry?
Yeah, I mean, if you're run by a lunatic, you could say, well, I'm going to make everybody listen to our news instead of, and pardon the pun there, instead of their news, right? And so we're going to have some interference when their newscast comes on.
Yeah, but there has
to
be contractual elements involved in you carrying a whole station.
Yeah.
In that you can't do stuff like you did.
And that's where the regulator needs to step up.
Right.
And say, hey, what are you doing?
Right.
This is insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if the regulator's functioning the way it's supposed to, then you don't need to be concerned about those things like the chairman talked about.
Right.
But we will see. We will see. Let's take another call. Good morning, call. You're on the air.
Hello.
Hi, good morning.
Hi, good morning, Dwight. I hate to call back for fear of being labeled a chronic caller, but I wanted to make a comment regarding Alive. But before I do that, I would also like to make a comment regarding the delay in the Boxing Day parade. I heard the chairman said the delay was secondary to rain. But if you were out at the parade, you would have realized that you were having delays before the rain came down. There was a vice chairman of the judging committee who said they usually allow about 25 to 30 minutes between the groups before they allow another group onto Bay Street, because the music from the preceding group could confuse the dancers and the choreography in the group following because of the echo through the buildings on Bay Street. And so there is going to be a delay between every group regardless of what you do. Now, how long that delay is secondary to rain sometimes may be inevitable. But if you plan properly for the delay with entertainment, then the delay would not seem that long.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think if you want to do better, instead of making excuses, you should be able to take constructive criticism. And I think because we want the contract, because we want the money, we make excuses for our inadequacies. But if you want to put on a professional performance, you need to be able to take constructive criticism, learn from it, so that your next presentation could be better. And that leads me to Alive. I have a good friend, Dwayne Davis, with Alive, and I hope he hears some of these comments, because personally, Alive was not ready and prepared to deal with the onslaught of the Bahamian enthusiasm for not being able to see John Canoe for 2 years. When they got this contract to deal with the John Canoe parade, they should have anticipated a deluge of persons wanting to buy tickets. They should have anticipated persons using iPhone, persons using Android. They should have anticipated that you are going to have some sort of thievery going on. I hate to say it, but people are going to be dishonest. They should have anticipated that people are going to screenshot, people are going to duplicate, people are going to be sitting in somebody else's seat and troubleshoot and prepare for these occurrences. When I went to get my ticket for the Boxing Day parade, people with iPhone could not access their ticket. That is unacceptable. I went there with my Hotmail address. Persons with Hotmail addresses did not receive their tickets.
Wow.
They should have anticipated that. They should have anticipated that if I try to download the app is not going to download on everybody's phone. How do we rectify that and have a solution?
Mm-hmm.
They were dealing with the problems as they came. When the lady went to find my ticket, she was scrolling through all of the ticket sales to try and locate my one ticket.
My goodness.
After the first...
All 6,000 something.
That's what I'm telling you. She showed me the screen. And they were labeled by, not my email address, hers. Her email address. So every ticket she sold was sent to her email address. And she had to scroll through all of those tickets to try and find my ticket, which never happened. I'm not even going to go through how I was able to get my ticket.
Wow.
But, and my last point, if you got an email, everybody's supposed to have gotten an email. Alive will send you a text to tell you about a promotion. Rev will send you a text telling you that your bill is due just after you paid it, that your next due is available. They'll send you a text. They should have told everybody certain things. You need to bring identification out to John Canoe. You don't bring your ID, you will not be allowed on the seat. You need to show the text, the email ticket, or else you would not be allowed on your seat. If you are sitting in somebody else's seat, the usher will come with the police and escort you out of out of your seat and out of the area. They should have told everybody that. So you come there prepared with your ID and your email.
Yeah.
And you show the email, you show your ID, passport, or a driver's license, and you get to your seat. So if somebody else comes with a scanned ticket, show me your ID. You have to. They should check that and not say, "Oh, okay, you got a screenshot, I can let you on." Don't come with that unprofessional attitude. You have to be serious. You have to be professional in order to avoid these problems. And Eli should have sat down and come up with this. I'm leaving right now, Dwight. Marketing is not my job. Dwight, I am sure if you and Chester and anybody else sit down and say, we have to put on a John Canoe parade, you're going to come up with problems that you can anticipate. Anybody can sit down and do that. How is it conceivable that Alive got this big contract and they did not sit down and anticipate some of these problems and have a solution before the problem arose? That is unacceptable.
Wow.
You spoke about the Macy's parade. Fly over there and ask somebody, how do you avoid some of these issues, and find out. Instead of using that money, they should have used the money more wisely. That's what I would like to say. And I thank you for listening to my comments.
Really appreciate
it. I'm going back to my government job.
Oh, wow. All right. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it. Do they pay for that parade?
You have to stand up on the side of the street.
I don't know if but I get your point. There are examples of what you can do.
I think the Romans left an inscription on the Colosseum wall about how to deal with it.
I don't know if they paid to watch people get torn to pieces by lions and stuff.
Yeah, man.
You think they paid?
That's big business.
Okay. They paid a lot of taxes. I think they just got that to,
Oh, really?
Get the stress.
Yeah, Caesar.
Yeah, right. This person says here, what's worse is that Cable Bahamas has terrible service. Oh, boy. And they feel threatened by ZNS's 4 channels. Yikes.
4 channels?
They still have 4? Including the TV and the... Anyway.
Oh.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah. They do have community.
That you count that as them? Well, Broadcasting Corporation. Sure.
Of course.
Okay. Sure. It's more than 4 then. This person says the Hurricane Dorian, BTC service was down, but Live was up and running. Yep. We remember that. Okay. That is true. We all remember that. And many people were very thankful. So when no one's saying they're horrible, right? Everybody has their moments, but we're talking about Junkanoo now. They're talking about what happened on Boxing Day. I don't know. Would you? Okay. This one says here, it appears that some of these folks texting suffer from intellectual and intelligent writing deprived of basic listening skills. Cable was wrong, period. This person says here, I have a Hotmail address and I got my ticket. However, the placement of seating and checkpoints with paper and pen was garbage juice. I mean, the sponsor could not trust the workers with an iPad? Well.
Or an Alive phone.
Another one here. This is a clear example of a system that was never tested and whose launch should have been delayed. You can't redo the customer first time experience, and in this case, too many test cases appear to have been missed completely. Dwight, was that for real? Cable Bahamas is ruthless. I'm not surprised of their action. Check your bill each day after the deadline, $5 a day before they turn you off. Everyone's mixing up all the things. Everyone's bringing up all these things that are not really relevant to the conversation.
Well, that's what happens.
Want to get your jabs in, I guess.
That's what
But we're talking about this. This is different from your experience with them for your phone or your internet at home or your cable or whatever. That's irrelevant to the conversation. We're talking about this here. Whether that was something that should have been done. We all know it shouldn't have been done. It's unfair and even cruel. What will be the consequence? That's the big question. And we're all going to be waiting to see what happens here. And there have to be consequences. There's no doubt about it. And this is from a lawyer. Cable is guilty of abuse of dominance. Is that a specific legal term there?
Abusive?
Abuse of dominance.
Abuse of dominance.
Maybe that's a specific legal term. I don't know. But yeah. One final call, and then we got to move on. Good morning, caller. You are on the air.
Good morning, Dwight again.
Hi.
I can say one thing, my brother. You know, since Cable Bahamas came in this country, they come in this country stealing from our station.
Boy. Okay.
You know, they need to stop it now. You know, we need to, like Bremen say, we need just a law and order this country. Cable Bahamas,
Okay. Well, but again, everybody's missing the point. Oh gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh boy.
Weren't you switching gears?
Yeah, we got to go to the break. I apologize for that. Nobody's accused. Anyway, well, we will see. We'll keep you updated. We just want you all to focus, but we'll keep you updated on this situation. Right? And there's 2 different issues here, right? So Alive with the ticketing. Yes, they happen to be partners with Cable Bahamas and the blocking of ZNS's signal. It's, you know, these tangled webs that we weave here in the country. We just love to get all mixed up in everything. And so that's why the people can't see things, cannot, you know, put them in different compartments. So, right? Because everything is all mixed up. And sad. I'm not making excuses for them. I'm just saying how it's hard to see things for what they are when we know other things. Will it be different for New Year's?
It gotta be.
Oh, yeah? We'll be back after the news. Stay with us.
It's the most rewarding time of the year. To RBC, get a loan to buy whatever. RBC makes it better. Get a loan and don't pay till New Year.
Make Christmas what you want it to be with a personal loan from RBC. Apply at rbc.com/Caribbean/loan and don't pay till February 2023. Conditions apply.
Get a loan and don't pay till New Year. To RBC.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
to think of the bank as my personal ATM machine. If I wanted a new car, new furniture, a weekend trip to Miami, no problem. Just max out the credit card or top up my loan. I was a big baller until I realized that 75% of my salary was going to pay down all those loans. Fidelity's personal financial coaching was the best solution. Fidelity gave me a plan with a debt consolidation loan that has a built-in savings that pays 5% interest. I now only have one low monthly payment, plus money in my pocket. Give Fidelity Bank a call at 356-7764 in Nassau or 352-6676 in Freeport. Visit any of Fidelity's locations or visit a website at fidelitygroup.com.
Hey, Bill, glad to see you back in the office.
Who?
Bill.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I think you're mistaking me for someone else.
Tom.
Nope.
Jack.
No.
Alex.
No. Want me to just tell you?
Nope, I got this, George.
No, you don't. Still not me.
Adam.
Not even close, man.
We're like a coworker that didn't forget your name. CG Atlantic Agents and Brokers. Good like that.
Okay, good to see you, Mike John.
It's Mordecai.
Florida Auto Parts can deliver all the auto parts your car will ever need, direct from the USA and from around the world. Florida Auto Parts provides fast delivery on auto parts, and we ship throughout the Bahamas, genuine or aftermarket, new or used, and all for the best price. Call Florida Auto Parts Trusted Parts Rep on WhatsApp at 1-786-772-8777 to save on your next auto parts purchase. Florida Auto Parts, the right parts at the right price.
Did you know that using contactless payments with your MasterCard helps plant trees around the globe? Join MasterCard in its commitment to making the world a better place and taking action against climate change. Every contactless transaction with your MasterCard contributes to planting 100 million trees in 5 years in geographies with the most need. Tap your MasterCard contactless to make a difference, and together we can start something priceless. Visit MastercardBA.worldcoo.com for more information.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning and welcome to Morning Blend Business on this Wednesday, December 28th, 2022. Welcome back to our Morning Blend listeners. Once again, I'm Dwight Strachan along with Chester Robards, and it is time for our twice monthly segment with A Squared SBDC. That's the Access Accelerator Small Business Development Center. And this morning we're going to be talking with two of their clients, and we're very pleased to welcome to the show from Holistic Lifestyle, Netlin Lacroix?
Lacroix, yes.
Mm-hmm. And great to have you with us in studio. Good morning.
Good morning.
And from Quality Care Pharmacy, we have Philip Gray. Good morning, Philip Gray. Is he muted? Yes. Unmute your mic for us, please, Philip Gray. And while he does that, we also have from the SPDC, we have Preston Ferguson Jr. Good morning, sir. Great to have you with us. Everybody's muted. Okay, so that means we're going to... Let me make sure I pronounce your name right.
Nathalyn.
Lacroix. Okay, Lacroix. Okay, yes. All right. Let's talk about it and your business. How long you... Oh, there we go. Good morning. Great to have you all with us. All right, so Nathalyn, let's begin with you. Holistic Lifestyle. How long have you been in business?
Holistic Lifestyle has been in business for exactly 16 years.
Oh, wow.
16 years.
So definitely long before the SBDC
Long before
came
SBDC.
Mm-hmm.
We actually started organically.
Good morning, everybody. How are you all? Happy holidays, everybody.
Okay.
Happy holidays to you.
Okay, great to have you with us.
How are you doing?
Doing well. Looking forward to talking with you. You've got a little delay there. I'm not sure what's happening there, but we'll We'll come back to you all in a bit.
So now let's begin with holistic
lifestyle. All right, so we're going to mute that echo.
Holistic lifestyle has
Yikes.
been in business for like exactly 16 years.
Oh, okay. But definitely long before this.
All right, so Mr. Producer, you could kill that echo for us, and then we'll move on. We'll come back to them. Okay, Napolin, 16 years, and tell us about the business.
Okay, the business is a partnership with myself and my husband. We are both advocates for prevention and wellness. Let's empower persons to take the best care of themselves possible before illness sets in. And so 16 years ago, I took the leap of faith and retired or resigned from COB, COB at the time, and we started Holistic Lifestyle. It was born out of a need to empower persons, like I say. You know, right now we are bombarded with non-communicable diseases. Oh, yes. And these are lifestyle diseases, things that persons are doing that cause themselves to, become ill. Any given Thursday, you look in the obituary section, 70% of the persons would have died from NCDs. And they're lifestyle diseases. What we're doing, what we're consuming in terms of our meals, insufficient physical activity, lack of sleep. That's a big one for mental imbalance. And the list goes on and on, and so we started this 16 years ago organically, Dwight, and I must say, thanks be to God, we are holding strong.
Yeah. When you say organically, what do you mean exactly?
Personal funds. Yeah. We didn't take out a loan or anything. We didn't take out a loan or anything. And 16 years later, we're here. Many persons would have passed through our doors as a result of referrals from physicians, and also, persons just walking in off the street. Should I tell you about some of the services that we offer at this point?
Absolutely.
Some of the services that we currently offer are, one specifically deals with digestive health. A lot of persons are not eating properly, and so they're getting foods that are low fiber. And what does low fiber food cause? Constipation.
Yeah.
The bowel doesn't move. A lot of persons does not like to talk about this, but if your bowel is not moving, you are going to get sick because it hinders proper absorption of nutrients.
And we've heard people with crazy stories about not going for days.
For days,
weeks,
months in some cases. We have seen thousands of persons. Some came in as a result of referrals from physicians because they go to the doctor just to discover that this abdominal pain is coming as a result of the colon being impacted to the tone of 40 pounds. Of fecal matter. The colon can fit up to 40 pounds of fecal matter. And so we do something called colon hydrotherapy, which is simply cleaning off the colon with warm, purified water. One session, you basically release about 15 to 20 bowel movements. I see your eyes open.
Yeah, I just can't believe it.
Yes.
My gosh.
And when the colon is impacted, just before the colon is the small intestine, and that's where the nutrients is assimilated into the bloodstream. If the colon is impacted, everything sort of backs up. I like to use the analogy with the septic tank. If that is full, nothing in the house is working. And so that's one of the services that we offer, and I would encourage persons to consume more high-fibered food. That's all that needed.
Yeah.
Enough water, at least 64 ounces a day, and also high-fibered foods. Which foods have high fiber? Your fruits and vegetables. Your fruits and vegetables are high-fibered foods, and they are needed. They're referred to as the scrubbing brush foods. They help to, bulk and galvanize everything to get it moving. Causes the transit time to be shorter.
I'm just wondering, people don't know this stuff. I mean, we've been hearing about that for years. Children don't know. What's the issue? Why are we still here?
Discipline, isn't it?
Yeah, discipline. Persons, they eat what they enjoy.
Yeah.
The tongue, once the tongue tastes it, that sensational flavor, persons go for that.
Oh, boy.
You see the amount of fast food places that we have in the country, and more that are popping up. And so persons lean more toward processed foods as opposed to home-cooked meals. You know, it's recommended to have half a plate of vegetables, quarter starch, that's your corn, bread, rice, grits, cassava, things like that, quarter plate, and then quarter plate of protein. But most persons have half a plate of starch and half a plate of protein. And in most cases, it's animal protein. And animal protein is the most acidic and the food that takes the longest to digest. Whenever you eat any animal protein, fish, chicken, conch, whatever, it takes 5 hours to leave the stomach. That's the first stop. Okay? And so we encourage persons to just eat whatever can fit in the palm of the hand. That's about, 3 to 4 ounces of protein. That's all that the body needs at any given time. And so healthier choices is what is needed, not only as it relates to food, but also physical activity and some other things that I'll talk about later. So colon hydrotherapy, come and, call us up. Even if you can't come in, we'll talk to the clients. There are some persons who, might not have the funds to come in, and we still speak with them and give them tips and advice on what they can do, because we need a healthier nation.
Do you have to be referred to by a doctor for that, or can you just take it upon yourself to?
You can take it upon yourself to just walk in. Most of our clients have been walk-ins, and we are getting referrals from physicians. There are at least about 7 or 8 physicians who refer persons, because they're now seeing the correlation with, an ill-working colon and wellness. Okay.
And how long does that process take?
The process takes exactly 40 minutes. You lie on a massage table, 40 minutes. Everyone use their own disposable tubing. Sanitation is high on the list. I would say at this point that we are, the facility is regulated. We have, I don't remember the name, but the government official comes in annually to check the facility. Okay. And so everyone use their own disposable tubing. It's like an extended form of an enema. Most women get enema just before they deliver the baby. And so we put a small tube right at the end of the rectum, attach 2 tubes, and it's a tidy, very, clean environment. If I want to have a beverage while I'm doing it, I could. Everything flows through a nicely lit glass. At the end of the 40 minutes, we allow you to come off the table, go to the bathroom, and finish up in there. But one session, you basically release 15 to 20 bowel movements.
And you see people lose weight after that?
You definitely feel lighter because waist weighs to the tune of 40 pounds.
My goodness.
But we are not promoting this procedure for weight loss. We are promoting it for wellness and balance. Once the body is happy and it's receiving the nutrients that it requires, we'll be balanced physically and emotionally and also spiritually. Okay?
Do you get that painful feeling during that procedure?
Not really pain. You get a slight discomfort. Slight, very slight. And everybody do not experience it as if you have a little gripey sort of diarrhea sensation going on.
But
there's no pain.
That cramping that you feel sometimes with bad diarrhea.
Persons are different, but most persons have not experienced that. It's discomfort, but not pain. Not pain. I highly recommend that persons really pay attention to their bowel movements. You should be getting at least minimum 2 per day. Okay, we have based on persons who would have come in over the last 16 years. The average is 0 to 1 per week.
Oh,
so what? Average.
Yes. And I would say something, Dwight, and
Chester.
Persons who use the restroom every day, they come in and they release a whole lot themselves. The only difference between someone who's regular and irregular is that the regular person start to flow right away. Someone who's irregular, it takes a little fill and empty, and encouragement and massaging the abdominal area. But everybody has a buildup of fecal matter.
Right.
But
wow. How often should you have this done?
Yes, you don't want to abuse it. Initially, when persons come in, we recommend as close as possible. Okay. Say someone were to come in today, we'd recommend that they come back in a week or 2 so that we can go higher into the colon. We're trying to take out as much of the fecal matter as possible. So most persons do like every other week, initially starting out. Most persons use maybe between 2 and 3 sessions. I'll share something with you early in our experience. A young lady called me and she said she was reading a book, and this book, I think the book was by Truder, and he recommended 15 colonics in 1 month. And I said, oh, we don't do that here. That's too aggressive.
Yeah.
That is too aggressive. You want to be gentle with your body as possible, not too aggressive. And in addition to doing that cleaning, we expect some lifestyle change.
Right.
Drink more water, eat your fruits and vegetables, 3 meals a day, or even 2. Science is proving that 2 meals is better than 3 now, and physical activity, etc.
Yeah.
We don't just want you to come and get a cleaning or just have a flat tummy. I've had clients who have come and say, hey, I have a wedding on Saturday, so give me a little flush, But that is not the purpose of that. The purpose is to help to regulate the digestive system, and so that the nutrients get to the blood more effectively.
Are there other discoveries you make during that process? Can you find other things wrong?
Some persons medically, no, not over the years. Some persons would have released parasites with eyes.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I've not really had any issues medically, sometimes persons would call me and say, I'm having excruciating pain from the abdominal area. And I would tell them, go to the doctor first. Let's see what's causing that pain first. And then, if need be, the physician can refer you to me. Because there are some contraindications. There are some persons who cannot do that procedure, even though it's a preventative wellness procedure. Persons who are having heart issues, bleeding from the rectum, things like that.
All right, so after the initial process, how often should you come back? Should you do this?
Maybe once per quarter or every 6 months, depending on what's happening with you. Or if you see a change in your, I always say to clients, if you see a change in your bowel movement or your digestive health, period, go and see a gastroenterologist, okay? And of course, when you get to the age of 50, you definitely want to go and do your colonoscopy.
Right.
That's a screening, to ensure that everything is balanced.
Yeah.
Nothing is amiss.
My mind is blown by this minimum 2 bowel movements a day.
Yeah.
Yes. we basically eat 3 meals per day. Some people eat 1.
Oh, that sounds like a lot to you, Chester? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Every time you eat, you basically pass.
I've heard that before. Every time you eat, you should pass.
And it is attainable. It is attainable. So you eat your breakfast, you release your lunch from yesterday, etc.
People might still be having breakfast. I won't get into.
And that's why I'm trying to keep it as surface as possible. But I encourage persons to come and do it. Don't just, not pay attention to your bowel not moving.
Right.
It's important.
Some of us are like babies. Once you eat, gotta go.
And that's how it should be. And it should be odorless.
Well. Okay. All right, so that's a big thing that you all do there. That's a big stuff you do there, holistic lifestyle. But there are other things that you do.
Yes.
Let's talk about that really quickly before we get to.
We do other things. We do something called an ionic foot bath detox, where we put your feet in a saline solution in a copper tub, and it just helps to create more balance in the body. The free radicals that are small enough to pass through the pores of the skin, they come through the pores of the skin, okay? And persons have been coming for various challenges that they've been having, and they've been getting results.
Yeah.
I don't know the science behind it, but it is effective. We also do massage therapy. One time ago, persons looked at massage as for the elite, but everybody needs to have that massage every now and again to help loosen up those muscles. A lot of persons are coming up with something called sciatica. We need to stretch properly before we get out there and walk or run or even lift weights. We want to, stretch the muscles.
And just stress, a lot of stress people just need.
A lot of stress, yes. And I'm big on physical activity, We need to get out there and move. WHO recommends 150 hours per week for adults. Most of the persons here in the Bahamas, according to the STEP survey, we are not moving. We are consuming food, but physical activity is to a minimum, and so we encourage more movement. We also do natural protocols. There are some things that we can do to help ourselves. Some of the services that we offer is in the area of hydrotherapy, hot and cold, first bath, Example, we'll have 2 containers. One is filled with ice, water, and the other one is as warm, not hot to scald the person, as the client can tolerate it. Of course, the tea pot or whatever is there to keep the temperature constant.
And you do this at the same time?
3 minutes in the hot, that's to open the blood vessels, 30 seconds in the cold to close it. And so when that is done, it takes more blood flow into that area, and it aids in healing. Because, when the blood is flowing, there is nutrients flowing.
Be the longest 30 seconds in life.
The cold one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so we do that, and we do some other things. I've had clients who came in with issues with knee pain after, going back and forth to the physician. And I tell them nothing beats a failure but a try. So let's wrap your knee with some chlorophyll. And the chlorophyll comes in the form of cabbage leaves. The green cabbage leaves that's left in the food store.
Right.
Just get some of them, hit it until it get, juicy, and wrap the knee with that. So you'll wrap it about maybe 3 or 4 leaves. Wrap it with saran wrap, and then try cotton galore.
Yeah.
And the results are amazing.
Really? Wow.
Amazing.
All right. So we're talking with Nathan Lacroix with Holistic Lifestyle. All right. So I've been hearing about you for a while now. So why did you need to talk to A Squared SBDC, Access Accelerated Small Business Development Center? What did you seek from them, and what did they do for you?
Okay. I mentioned earlier that we started organically.
Right.
We actually started 2 years before I resigned from UB. And so there was not a financial challenge. So 2 years in, exactly around the same time that SBDC started, a friend of mine told me about, SBDC. And so I called them up and they gave me guidance. I had a business plan prior to opening 16 years ago, but they helped me to, clean it up a bit and helped me to put more projections into it. Also talked about, finances. As entrepreneurs, that is an area where discipline is lacking.
Yeah.
When we initially started, the funds went into our personal account. And so, there was excessive funds. And so, of course, we were spending our personal funds and also the business funds.
Right.
And so they gave us some technical skills in terms of, you need to go and open a business account. So we did that after I had the conversation with SBDC. Also, they spoke to us about the importance of marketing. If nobody knows, no one is coming. Also, we needed more machines. Initially, when we opened, we had 1 machine. And SBDC gave us funding, and we were able to purchase 3 more machines. We got that the same year, 2020, COVID. So we got that in March, and boom, COVID hit.
Oh boy.
And so those machines are actually still sitting in the box.
Oh dear.
But clientele is picking up again.
Yeah.
Everybody's rebounding. And so I'll say thanks to SBDC for that, So
I guess the pandemic was rough for a business like yours.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. But we survived, and we're pushing through.
Right.
Yes.
So you got a lot. You're taking it to another level with the help of SBDC.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So where do you see the company going from here? Let's say 6 months to a year to 5 years.
Well, 6 months from here, we hope. Not maybe 6 months, maybe a year. We hope to be into our own office setting, and maybe 3 years away, we would like to open a facility on one of the family islands where persons can actually come in and spend 3 days a week, 17 days, whatever.
Right.
Be in a controlled environment so that we can empower persons on taking better care of themselves.
Yeah. Wow.
Actually, next year, listen out for us. Yeah, that's next week. Listen out for us. Because we plan to do a local retreat. You know, sometimes persons cannot travel for various reasons, and so we would find a facility here in Nassau where we will have a 4 to 5 day retreat, bring persons into the environment. They'll actually stay with us. They're not going to go home. We'll tell them about proper diet, exercise, importance of sleep, etc. Offer some more of those natural remedies that I spoke to you about.
Yeah.
You know, give them certain protocols, massage, the foot bath, assess what they're doing right now and offer tips in terms of what they need to do to have a more healthy life.
Yeah.
We actually did that prior to COVID. We went island hopping. And so
excellent.
It was pretty good. It was
Wow.
pretty good.
All right, so if people want to reach you now, where are you located and how do people get in contact with you?
We are located on 32 West Avenue. That's just across from the Centralville Primary School. I know Bahamians like landmark. So just through the corner by Superwash, Gibbs Corner.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're there, and our office hours is Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. Now Friday we take our last client at 2. Because I'm Seventh-day Adventist, I worship on Saturday. So on a Friday, last client at 2. During the week, last client is at 4, so we can, get out there by 5:30.
Excellent.
We do not work weekends. So that's where we are for now.
Yeah. Wonderful stuff. All right, so you're going to stick around with us for a little bit. We've got some text messages coming in, people with questions. And so we're going to talk more with you, Nathan Lacroix, with Holistic Lifestyle in a bit. But when we come back after the break, we're going to be talking with Philip Gray with Quality Care Pharmacy and find out about them and how they also benefit from SBDC. So this is Morning Blend Business on Guardian Radio 96.9. Stay with us. We're going to be right back.
Ready to save? You can put $100 into the CFAL Savings Express Plan and make sure your money keeps growing. Earn interest on your savings while you're sleeping, eating, or standing in line at the bank. Ready to invest? Start by putting $1,000 into our mutual funds and earn interest there too. Because at CFAL, your interest is our interest. Visit CFAL.com to start now. CFAL. Growing wealth for future generations of Bahamians.
Did you know that using contactless payments with your MasterCard helps plant trees around the globe? Join MasterCard in its commitment to making the world a better place and taking action against climate change. Every contactless transaction with your MasterCard contributes to planting 100 million trees in 5 years in geographies with the most need. Tap your MasterCard contactless to make a difference, and together we can start something priceless. Visit MastercardBA.worldcoo.com for more information.
I used to think of the bank as my personal ATM machine. If I wanted a new car, new furniture, a weekend trip to Miami, no problem. Just max out the credit card or top up my loan. I was a big baller until I realized that 75% of my salary was going to pay back all those loans. Fidelity's personal financial coaching was the best solution. Fidelity gave me a plan with a debt consolidation loan that has a built-in savings that pays 5% interest. I now only have one low monthly payment plus money in my pocket. Give Fidelity Bank a call at 356-7764 in Nassau or 352-6676 in Freeport. Visit any of Fidelity's locations or visit a website at fidelitygroup.com.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
It is time for your morning business report, brought to you by CFAL. 8 U.S. airlines, represented by trade association and lobbying group Airlines for America, have filed a complaint with the U.S. Department of Transportation against the Bahamas government and a number of Bahamian air carriers, claiming that there's discrimination over the collection of fees for the use of Bahamian airspace. The joint complaint, which was filed on December 19th under the International Air Transportation Fair Competition Practices Act, was made by American Airlines, Atlas Air Worldwide Holdings, Delta Airlines, FedEx, JetBlue, Southwest Airlines, United Airlines, and United Parcel Service, UPS. In May 2021, the Bahamas Air Navigation Services Authority and the U.S. Federal Aviation Administration, which has historically provided air traffic services for Bahamian airspace, entered into a formal agreement with the Air Navigation Services Agreement to allow the Bahamas to collect fees for the use of its airspace. However, in the complaint, the airlines, calling the fees being charged unjust, discriminatory, anti-competitive, and unreasonable, they're alleging that the Bahamas is levying astronomical charges for air navigation services that exceed the cost to the Bahamas of providing those services by millions of dollars. Read all about it in today's Guardian Business section. Meanwhile, Christmas travel to the Bahamas was anticipated, with only one flight cancellation, possibly due to winter storms in the U.S. That's according to President of the Bahamas Hotel and Tourism Association, Robert Sandy Sands. Sands telling Guardian Business that reservations and bookings continue to look strong for the upcoming New Year's Day holiday. Just before Christmas Day, a winter storm impacted the U.S., bringing frigid temperatures to even Miami. Sands says while the winter weather affected the other destinations in the region, the Bahamas was largely unaffected by the many flight cancellations that plagued Christmas travelers across the U.S. Citing limited success in the area of renewable energy within the electricity sector, ERCA, saying in its electricity sector regulatory team, intends to make a concerted effort to promote renewable energy's integration into the country's energy mix in 2023. The Bahamas has set an aggressive target of 30% renewable energy by 2030, but has only made incremental progress toward that goal. And Nassau Container Port is going green with a new eco-efficient crane that it has on order. It's expected to help the port build capacity and throughput levels increase as it prepares to provide shore power. According to Ports and Terminals News website Port Technology, the Cone Crane's gut-walled mobile harbor crane is expected to be delivered to the container port by July. NCP placing the order for the crane in November. In your Market Watch, recapping trading on the BISX from Friday, your market movers, AML Foods Limited moving 300 shares, closing at 690, unchanged. Bahamas Waste moving 200 shares, closing unchanged at 975. Cable Bahamas moving 750, closing unchanged at 450. Focall moving 5,000, closing at 398, unchanged. And J.S. Johnson moving 1,354, closing up 1 cent to 15.76. The BISX All-Share Index closing at 2,647.73, up 0.14. That's your Market Watch, and that is your morning business report, brought to you by CFAL, growing wealth for future generations. And we are back here with Morning Glen Business on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan along with Chester Robards. We were talking with Nathan Lacroix with Holistic Lifestyle. And also with us now from Quality Care Pharmacy, Philip Gray. Philip Gray, always a pleasure talking with you. Let's talk about your business. How long has Quality Care Pharmacy been in business now?
Thank you, Dwight, for having me. Quality Care Pharmacy
has recently opened. As a matter of fact, we just opened 2 weeks ago.
Oh, wow. Congratulations.
So it's our pleasure. Thank you. We're located in the new Sterling Plaza, in the new marina, the new super yacht marina over Paradise Island, number 1 Marina Drive in Paradise Island.
Okay, all right. Fancy. All right, so let's talk about that. Well, what was the inspiration and what you've been through getting Quality Care Pharmacy off the ground?
So, Dwight, I would have held a myriad of positions in both government and private sector. I would have done what I would refer to as my national service. I would have been the director of pharmacy for Doctors Hospital, and then I would have consulted for the Public Hospital Authority for several years. I would have worked as the president of the Farmers Pharmacy Association and then the Pharmacy Council, also as the vice president of the Commonwealth Pharmacists Association, which is 52 countries. Having done those things, it was my thought that I should now venture into private practice and to look at the opportunities for reaching the Bahamian public in health and wellness through my own entity and develop a program and a niche that was unique to the Bahamas. So I thought this market here that not only caters to the Bahamian populace, but also to a densely populated tourist sector. As you would imagine, at Paradise Island, with the 5 hotels that we have here, I also cater to a number of our visitors to the country. And SPDC has been a pivotal factor in getting this business off the ground.
Okay, all right. So let's talk more about that. What sets you apart, and how you are delivering something that's very different from what we might see with others.
Okay, so we've opted to have a boutique setup. We refer to it as a boutique pharmacy, which is a little different from your normal pharmacy operation. So, along with our dispensary and over-the-counter medication, we've created an ambience or setting which caters to the whole man, body, mind, and spirit. And so, in effect, it is an environment where consultation is done, where we speak with our clients, where we have the opportunity to do some other clinical services that we offer and render here. We have a coffee lounge and an area where persons can sit. We have a hotspot area. People can have a coffee, and whilst they wait on their medications or receive other services, they can do that as well. We have an art gallery so people can walk through our art section. And then we're just simply catering to the whole man. There's the gift items and a section where people can actually do some shopping for leisure and pleasure. So we cater to the whole man. At the same time, we focus in on health and wellness.
Wow. Okay. This is very different. Art gallery, coffee. So this is not your typical pharmacy. Definitely not.
It is not intended to be. As you would appreciate the market here on Paradise Island, while we do cater to our Bahamian staff and workers, I mean, anything that they would need here at the pharmacy is available, right down to their hosieries, whatever it is that they need for working purposes. But in the marina and the super yachts, as you would appreciate, and with many hoteliers and tourists here, we also cater to their needs. Oftentimes, tourists come, they've forgotten their prescriptions or items, so we've made that a seamless process where they can speak with physicians, have prescriptions filled. If there are health challenges whilst they're here, we're also able to cater to those needs. And then certainly our whole line of nutrapharmaceuticals, vitamin lines, that are just health and beauty items and things Bahamian. We have a whole cadre of things that you can purchase from us that are uniquely Bahamian. Bahamian crafts and art and souvenirs that persons can take away. So it is a one inclusive stop where you can get all that you need, both as a tourist or as a native Bahamian.
Wow. What's the response been like? You know, he said it's been about 2 weeks. What's the response been like so far?
So we're very pleased with that. The fact that the residents of Paradise Island, the staff, the Atlantis, Rio, the Warwick, etc., are excited to have a place like this where they can get snacks and so on, and now they can have their prescription needs. We're in the process of getting all our insurance entities, partnerships up and running. And so the response is overwhelming, and certainly the tourists seem to be very keen on our operation. They can walk right from their yacht straight onto our property and be able to be serviced.
Wow. All right. So do you have any plans to expand? I can think of some folks in New Providence on the mainland might be interested in this type of stuff. Any plans in the future to move to have a location here?
Well, I hasten to add that, you know, we thought of the fact that the average populace will not necessarily want to travel over to Paradise Island and to shop. Mm-hmm. But we do have an online service that is coming up, and we have a delivery service. So, you know, we're as accessible to the persons in Nassau and New Providence proper as we are to those of Paradise Island, simply by using the internet and other services to be able to get to our products, and we deliver to you. Service delivered to you, courier service that is free of charge with any shopping over $50. So, yeah, we've looked into that. But in addition to that, whilst we focus on this first location, there is intended plans for expansion as we grow and as we develop.
Okay, all right. So what is the online address? How do people find you online?
Okay, so we're at www.qc.pharmacy.net. www.qc.pharmacy.net. N-E-T.
Okay, qc@pharmacy.net.
Uh-huh.
Okay, wonderful stuff. And what are your hours like when you're open?
So we're open Mondays through Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. And then on Sundays, our hours are a bit shortened, which is 8 to 4 p.m.
Okay, all right, wonderful stuff. So let's talk about SBDC and the role they played in helping you to come into existence.
So let me say that the initiative by the government and the SBDC product and plan is an awesome one. As a recipient of that program, I applaud the effort and the energy with which the staff there have service and helped me to get where I am. When you have a vision like this, it is my position that God never gives a vision where he doesn't provide the provision. But let me tell you, the vision was bigger than my pocket. And so it would have been impossible for me to have done this kind of an operation without necessarily having the resources. The avenue through SBDC took me through a very grueling process, first of all, to make sure that the business plan that I had was very comprehensive and thorough. Luckily, because of my consulting experience, I had some experience with developing business plans. So they didn't have to do much work with me personally with that. But they certainly do that with persons who are new to entrepreneurship and in business. Take them from the ground up, helping people to develop. And then, of course, once getting the plan that was comprehensively developed, helping me and assisting me through the many banking institutions who are very interested in our product and providing the necessary funding to open an entity like this. We're with Fidelity Bank, and they have been an awesome, I call them partner in the development of this business. And we're seeing the beginning and the fruit of our labor through the SBD program. I've been blessed with having Ms. Alicia Murphy as my direct contact initially, and now Ms. Deborah Gibb, who works hand in hand with me to ensure that whatever my needs are, they have been met. I encourage young Bahamians, persons wanting to get into business, but not necessarily having the necessary resources, to seek out through the venture of the SBD program, because it is a good one, and an entity like mine has been able to get up to $500,000 funding. So there are grants, there are certainly loan opportunities, and there's certainly the assistance in the program to help people develop their businesses.
Mm-hmm. Wow. And I think you mentioned already what the future will hold, but down the line, 5 years from now, where do you see Quality Care Pharmacy?
Well, Dwight, I don't want to venture in too much of the vision, but I hasten to add that there will be multiple entities, and my vision goes as far as a comprehensive plaza. There's a number of health entities catering in one location, looking at baby products and baby items for parents. There isn't an entity here that houses that, and then there's certainly the opportunity for wholesale. So there are a number of things in the pipeline that I'm looking at, but right now I'm focused on getting this first location up, operational, tweaking it as we start, and looking forward to our grand opening at the end of January, when we would have be able to say all things, all ducks are in a row, lined up and ready for full service and operation to the Bahamian populace and our tourists.
All right. So just one more time, tell folks where you are located and how they can reach your Quality Care Pharmacy.
Okay. So a shout out to all our hardworking staff at Atlantis, the Rio, at Warwick. We cater to you. We are located in the new Sterling Plaza over Atlantis, that beautiful double complex overlooking the ocean. We shout out to all our tourists, particularly those on Paradise Island. We're located in number 1 Marina Drive, which is right next to the Warwick, in between the police station and the Warwick Hotel. We're open from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Saturday, and 8 to 4 p.m. on Sunday. We carry whatever you need in terms of pharmaceutical and health and wellness products. And we say that shopping or getting your prescription filled is more than just getting that, but it is a total experience, and we encourage Bahamians to shop with us.
Wonderful. Philip
We
Gray.
also have online services that are up and operational through our website, www.qcpharmacy.net.
Okay. Thank you very much, Philip Gray, Quality Care Pharmacy. Exciting things that you're doing there. And Nathan Lacroix, Holistic Lifestyle. One more time, tell us where you're located and how people can reach you.
Yes, we're located on 32 West Avenue. That's just across from the Centralville Primary School. You can reach us at 323-0610 or our cell 826-8486. And our website is holisticlifestylecenter.com. Okay. And that's holistic with a W.
Wonderful stuff. People asking asking with a flat stomach.
Definitely that is one of the secondary benefits, but your body will be more balanced. Definitely you'll have a flat tummy after you release that amount of fecal matter.
My goodness.
Because that's what caused some of the bulging.
Do you offer your services to politicians in the country?
I have had people from every strata of society, Dwight. The persons in the shoe store who ask, may I help you? Physicians, politicians, lawyers, Indians, crooks. everybody needs balance.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wonderful stuff.
Yes.
Okay,
Can I just say one quick thing? I know you're wrapping up. We also do diabetes education at Holistic Lifestyle, and there's a big need for that in this country because we have about 10% of the population who are diabetics. Persons are becoming blind, they're getting amputations. I see quite a bit of young men between the ages of, like mid-30s to 50-something, and some of them are in depression because the sugar, it destroys nerves, and most of the nerves are found in the eyes, penis, and the feet.
Wow!
And so when they cannot perform, they say, Miss LaCour, I may as well just lay down and die.
Oh gosh!
They're giving up on life, and so prevent, and so. Bahamians himself this thing. I think it's a Caribbean thing. I'm not claiming that. You're already diagnosed with diabetes. Be compliant, take your medication, get moving. Physical activity is your trump card.
We've got to have you back for that. How
We're
about
going to come back another time.
And we'll do a whole show on that.
It's needed. It's needed.
Okay.
We're in trouble. Yes.
Nathan Lacroix, thank you so much. It's been great talking with you. And again, Philip Gray, thank you. And we're having some issues with connecting with Preston Ferguson Jr. from A Squared SPDC. But of course, check them out on social media or on their website, the Access Accelerated Small Business Development Center, for more information. Maybe they can help your small business to soar. And we talk with them twice a month here on the show on Morning Blend Business, and we look forward to seeing them and talking with them a lot more in the new year. But thank you all, everybody. Congratulations on the great work that you are doing, and we look forward to hearing more wonderful things from you next year and beyond. Chester Robards.
Yes, sir.
I'll see you again.
Next year.
Maybe. We'll talk. But maybe sooner than next year. That's what I mean.
Hey.
But we'll see. Anyway, I'll be back tomorrow morning with more Morning Blend and Morning Blend Business right here on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan, have a great day. Stay tuned for On the Clock with Aaron Green coming up next.